Alright, here we go. We're playing some Trails in the Sky today. This is my first experience with the game. Strawberry Sundays, thank you for the 100 bits. Says, hey there gamer, I saw that tie of yours in fancy vest and just had to put these fancy schmancy bits. Thank you very much for the 100 bits. Strawberry Sundays, appreciate that. And thank you for the compliment. Appreciate that as well. Almost said Cold Steel. I did. Start. Average difficult? No, let's go with hard. We played all of the Trails of Cold Steel games on hard. Let's play this on hard too. Metal AF difficulty. It's your funeral. Daddy's really late. I even got a message from the guild saying he'd be home today, too. And Shara's gone traveling around the kingdom on some kind of training. I'm so bored. Maybe I'll just practice with my staff a bit more before dinner. Hey, I'm home. Daddy! Sorry to have kept you waiting, Estelle. Did you take good care of the house while I was away? Of course I did. Did you run into any trouble, Daddy? You didn't get hurt fighting the bad monsters, did you? Nope. I'm as fit as a fiddle. That reminds me, though, I brought you a present. Really? What kind of present? A new fishing pole? Sneakers? Something for my training? Maybe I raised you wrong, Estelle. Aren't little girls supposed to like clothes and jewelry? I like pretty clothes, but they just get dirty. And jewelry breaks when you go play outside with it on. Anyway, Daddy, what's with the big blanket? Is that my present? Oh, you're a sharp one. Now, why don't you come have a look? Wait. Her present is a little kid? I got you a present. It's a baby. What? Well, here you are. Quite a handsome boy, don't you think? Why is my present a boy? That's what I said. That seems like a poorly informed present. Don't make such a fuss or wake him up. Wake him up? You mean he's still alive? No, I brought you a dead boy. Looks kind of dead if you ask me. I've treated his wound, so he should be in stable condition. In the meantime, however, we'll need to let him rest. I'll put him to bed, so if you wouldn't mind heating a kettle of water on the stove, I'd appreciate it. Okay. Now she's really excited. Now she's happy. Heating water, that's my favorite. He sure sleeps soundly. And he almost looks the same age as me. Oh. Oh, wait. Wow. This is the first time I've ever seen black hair like that, too. He certainly does have a nice head of dark hair, and a pair of amber eyes to go with it. That's nice and all, but how about you come clean and fess up? Fess up? Yeah, who is this kid anyway? Childhood friend arc, exactly. And why is he hurt? Why did you bring him to our house? Is he an illegitimate child or something? Did you betray mommy? Damn, Estelle's asking the hard-hitting questions right now. Where have you been picking up these kinds of words? No doubt from Sherazard, I assume. Yep, that's right. For heaven's sake, that girl is going to get me into trouble one of these days with all her nonsense. Actually, I just met this boy while I was out on business. And I don't even know his name. You mean bracer business? Something like that. Oh, look. Huh? He's waking up. Wow, his eyes really are the color of amber. Where am I? So you're awake now, are you? Welcome to my humble home. You'll be safe here, so please just try to rest. What are you trying to pull? Huh? You must be out of your mind. What? Why didn't you just leave me there to die? Why? Now that's a question I don't know how to answer. Does things just worked out that way work for you? Why did you... Don't toy with me, Cassius Bright! Ooh, he is mad. Big mad. Do you have any idea what you're getting yourself involved in? Hey! There you go. Trounce him. You're sure shouting a lot for someone who's supposed to be hurt. Running your mouth like that is just gonna make it take longer for your body to heal. And just, who are you supposed to be? I'm Estelle. Estelle Bright. She's my daughter. Don't you remember me telling you that I have a daughter your age? Now that you mention it, wait a minute. Don't try and change this subject. Damn, she's gonna stomp this boy. Hey, Rune. Thanks. Quit yelling! Alright already. But you jumping on me like that isn't gonna make me heal any faster either. I don't hear you yelling again, do I? Look, jumping on me like that is just going to make things worse. Do I hear yelling? Never mind, just forget it. As a word of advice, it would be wise not to argue with Estelle while you're in this house. Even I wouldn't stand a chance if I made her mad enough. Yeah, I can see that. By the way, aren't you forgetting something? Huh? Your name. You know, that thing that people call you? I told you mine already, so don't you think it would be unfair and impolite not to tell me yours? I'm with this guy, like, are you sure you want to tell her your name, kid? It seems like the logical thing to do if you ask me. Trying to hide it now would only serve to your detriment. Fine. My name is Reen. Reen Schwarzer. Wait. My name is... Did he just pass out? There we go. There's a lot in that intro. There's the Great Wall of China, some airships. There's a lot of characters, evidently. Hey Duke, welcome. Yeah, shockingly enough, that anime sequence was actually not loud. Or too quiet. For once. Eggs. Man, look at these high-res textures. Ugh, it's so bright in here. Is she hungover? I slept like a rock. That must mean it's Dad's turn to cook this morning. I wonder if that means Joshua is still in bed. Nope, he's playing his harmonica. Guess that's a no. Well, I guess I'd better get myself ready then, too. He's a talented harmonicist. Yeah. Nice, Joshua. Bravo. Good morning, Estelle. I hope I didn't wake you. Nah, I was already up when I heard you start to play. I can't believe how awake you are, though. Even the roosters still have bags under their eyes. Morning people. Not that I mind, what with that siren song of yours gently lulling this beautiful woman from her slumber. What do you mean, woman? We're the same age, and I'm hardly a man. Or are they, like, 16? How wrong you are, Joshua. We may be the same age, but I am clearly the woman of the house. And that makes you something like my loyal follower, wouldn't you agree? I have 4,000 of those. Morning people. Ugh. How fortunate for you. You could at least try and sound a tiny bit sincere. It really is a nice tune, though. Cheerful yet somehow wistful. I like your other songs too, of course, but this one's my favorite. What's it called again? The Whereabouts of Light. Oh yeah. That's right, The Whereabouts of Light. Wish I could play the harmonica like you, Joshua. Sadly, it's a lot harder than it looks. Compared to what it takes to use a staff, I think the harmonica is much easier. It's really just a matter of concentration. You're probably right. I guess my problem is just that if I don't do something that uses my whole body, I start to feel drowsy. Okay, playing the harmonica is fine and all, but how about getting some exercise too? All your hobbies are sitting around the kind of stuff like reading and music. Ew, reading and music? What a nerd! No girl is going to be impressed with just that. Well, excuse me for being so unpopular with the ladies. Although, I feel like I should be the one lecturing you about your hobbies. I mean, what kind of boy wants a girl who loves fishing, collecting bugs, and has a fetish for sports shoes? That's enough talk about hobbies for now. And for your information, I graduated from bug collecting a long time ago. Really? I'll believe that when I stop finding beetles in the hallway. Hey Estelle, Joshua! Morning, Dad. Good morning, Dad. Is breakfast ready? It's ready and waiting. Wow, he went from, "How dare you rescue me? Why didn't you leave me there to die?" to calling Cassius Dad. Alright, see you in a bit. Why don't the both of you hurry on down before it gets cold? Okay, I'm on my way. Thanks for the grub, Dad. Boy, am I stuffed. Are you eating or inhaling, Estelle? Ah, like people say, kids who eat and sleep a lot, grow a lot. Is that what they say? Well, make sure you get enough to eat, but don't forget to pour that energy into your work, too. That reminds me, you two are finishing up your training at the guild today, aren't you? That's right. It'll be a review of everything we've learned up to this point. And once we're finished, we'll be bracers just like you, Dad. That means I'm not going to let you treat me like a kid anymore, either. You still lack understanding, Estelle. You can only become a junior bracer in the beginning, or, in other words, a trainee. Or if you want to be treated like an adult, then you should work extra hard in your training to become a full-fledged bracer. Well, I'm not afraid of a little hard work. Just you watch and see what I'm capable of, Dad. I'll be so successful that it won't be long before I pass you, too. That's the spirit. Let's see what you're made of then, shall we? Let's not start a rivalry here, you two. And Estelle, keep your focus on the task at hand. We have a test later on today, remember? It's been 8 years? Yeah, I guess you're right. Yes, amateur adventurers. They went to school to learn how to become trainees. Wait, what test? Oh, no. Please tell me that you didn't forget about the test, Estelle. You know, the one that checks whether or not we've mastered the skills we've been learning in training. Don't you remember Shara saying that if we failed, we'd be stuck with a ton of extra homework? Crap. Totally forgot. Now that you mention it, I guess I kind of remember her saying something like that. Don't sweat it. I'm sure we'll manage somehow or other. I also don't know how you've survived this long, Estelle. Your brain is like a sieve. Damn. Savage. Papa is sad. How could any child of mine end up with such a careless, over-optimistic personality? You're the one that raised me, so I definitely got it from you. I swear the two of you act so much alike, but whatever. We should probably head over to the guild soon, Estelle. Shara's gonna be waiting there for us. You're wondering how she pronounced the star symbol? It's like, super excited and energetic. Yeah, that's what I got from that. Sounds like a plan. You know how crazy scary she gets when someone keeps her waiting? These sprites are pretty cool. Oh, before I forget, it's my turn to cook dinner tonight. Is there anything in particular you'd like to eat, Dad? Any requests? Something you like to eat, huh? How about Rouen-style scalloped fish in a balsamic vinegar sauce? What's that? I think that's a little more than Estelle's cooking skills can handle, or our stomachs. You're right. I just wanted to see what kind of reaction I could get. Well, that's not bad. Ask for the stars, right? Could it be the anime girl Wink with the peace sign? I can see that happening, yeah. I'll just have the usual fried fish and omelet. No need for anything fancy, but do try to make something edible. How rude. But I can't actually say he's wrong. Actually, I do have one favor to ask before you head out. I'd like you to pick me up a copy of the Liberal News from the General Goods Store. We're supposed to be getting the latest edition in today. Got it. One copy of the Liberal News from the General Goods Store. She'll never remember. 500 Mira. If there's any money left over, you can have it as your allowance. However, that means no wasteful spending. Alright, thanks, Dad. Okay, we're heading out now. See you later, Dad. Work hard, give Sherazard my regards. Time to go upstairs and raid the bedroom. What was this? Okay. Is there anything I can take in here? No? Can I take this? It's clearly a treasure chest. I should be able to loot that. Estelle won't remember, but we, the players, the audience will remember. True. I'm a little disappointed that there's no, like, you got a potion out of the bed. Oh, God. I can rotate the camera. Oh, well then. Secrets. But not here. Nothing to steal in your own home? I know! That's what I'm saying. Like, you should be able to steal everything from your own house. Oh. Okay. Chop some wood. It's an RPG faux pas. It's just like not putting treasure behind a waterfall. Like, what's up with that? North, Roland, 49 Selge. South, Garuna Gate, 259 Selge. Alright, so this is north. I'm guessing you want to go to the closer place? I think so, Rune. It looks like we made good time. Not too early or too late either. We just barely graduated from Sunday school. I never dreamed we'd have to study so hard to become bracers. Well, you're in luck. Today is our last day of training. Truth be told, though, you're the one who signed up to be a bracer in the first place, so I don't know why you'd expect to get away with any less effort. Oh yeah, I guess I did. Alright then. Let's get it. Let's get to it and make it through this last hazing from Shara. You look ready to me. Let's go meet with Shara at the Bracer Guild over there then. Alright. Stores. Elgar Arms and Guards. Top of the morning to you kids! Top of the morning? What? Today's the last day of training, isn't it? I seem to remember you saying something about it the last time I had you run the store. Run the store? That's right. I see. Well, I'm sure you'll do just fine, Joshua. Now, Estelle, on the other hand, I've got good reason to worry. She's always been a bit scatterbrained ever since she was a child. Probably all the knocks she took to the head playing with the boys. Really? So I guess that scatterbrain trait isn't something new, huh? I'll give you a head injury if you don't shut up. And don't call me scatterbrained. Okay, you two, let's not fight now. And shouldn't you be getting over to the guild? No. You're here to fight. And steal loot. Wait, talk to NPCs. Good morning, Stella. Oh my, well if it isn't Estelle and Joshua. Are you on your way to bracer training? Yeah, just you watch. I'm gonna pass this exam and be as good of a bracer as Shara, too. You're darn right you are, I have faith in you. By the way, Estelle. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Did you wash your face? How about your teeth? Did you brush them too? Joshua is so fastidious, but you always forget to take care of yourself. Does she? Wait, did she brush her teeth? Come on, that was a long time ago. I don't do that anymore, right, Joshua? Now that you mention it, you did take off from home the other day with your hair all in a mess, right? Ugh. That was only because it was an emergency. Mr. Rinon got the newest Strega brand sneakers in on that day. Estelle! Yes? You listen to me carefully. For a girl your age, you need to take care of these things. If your appearance is messy, you won't look like someone that people can trust even if you're a bracer. Your appearance is a reflection of what is on the inside. Alright, I'll be more careful from now on. There you go, chat. Take care of yourselves, alright? Brush your teeth. Stand up straight. Well, that's that. Now how about the both of you get on over to the guild? Man, you just can't argue with her. Strega brand sneakers. I know, right? Strega brand sneakers. Come on. Renan General Goods. Hello there, Estelle and Joshua. You're up rather early today. Did you come to buy a new pair of shoes? Hell yeah. I mean, wait. Newspaper, right? Now that you mention it, are there any new ones in stock? You know, like the newest Stregas? Unbelievable. You've actually already forgotten why we came in here to begin with. We're not here to shop. We're supposed to be buying a copy of the Liberal News for Dad, right? Of course! You've always been a big collector of those shoes, haven't you, Estelle? I'm afraid that the new Stregas aren't out yet. If you're after the latest issue of the Liberal News, though, I should have them in around.
I missed my present is a boy feels bad, man.
Bebis, thank you for the 6-month resub. Welcome back. It's okay, it's in the VOD. You can go relive that moment. Noon, huh? That's right in the middle of our training at the guild house. We'll stop by again after our training is over. Sure, I'll be waiting for you. My present is a boy? Why is my present a boy? Then she proceeds to just like stomp on him. Ruthlessly. The morning air is so crisp and fresh. Let's see, it's about time I water my lovely flowers. This is hard. Hello? I'm just breaking into your house. Do you have any loot? Farming, mining, and timber. Those are the three major industries here in Roland. It's no exaggeration to say that these industries are what support Roland economically. The timber industry, which grows forests and in turn uses the trees as a resource, began at Queen Alicia's behest. Looks like my husband's gone to work. I had better do the housework quickly and head out to take care of the shopping. Is that Eurydice from Greek lore? My daddy's job is digging holes, and he finds lots of pretty rocks. He says they're called septium. Ooh, septium miner. These games are harder than CS1 and 2? Alright. Sounds good. Septium. My husband works in the Malaga mine to the north of here. He left here at the crack of dawn. Sometimes he doesn't even come home for days on end. Ooh. Sharp's a gamer? Sometimes. I moonlight as a gamer these days. Good morning, Claire. Good morning, Estelle and Joshua. Did the two of you really become bracers? What? How did you know? That's because working in the media is my future goal. I'm going to join the liberal news service and work hard as a reporter. Don't take my information lightly either. Oh, sure thing. My gut feeling says that the two of you are going to be in the tabloids. Well, thanks. Isn't it romantic that you two lovers are bracers who stand for justice? I have this feeling that a juicy drama is about to unfold. Lovers? Joshua and I aren't lovers, we're family. You really don't understand anything, Estelle. Joshua's adopted and things could go either way in the future, right? Plus, leaving it at that would surely please the readers. Oh my. Readers? Anyway, I'm looking forward to the both of you in more ways than one. Good lord. What's going on here? I'm just on my way over to the forest of Mistwall to the south of here for work. There was a merchant from Bose who came here to buy lumber. I need to get enough ready for the order I received. The Roland Bracer Guild. Claire, I know, really, Claire, please. There you two are. Good morning, Estelle. Good morning, Joshua. Morning, Aina. Good morning. Is Shara here already? Yes, she's waiting for you upstairs. Once you finish today's training, you'll finally be recognized as members of the Bracer Guild. Good luck to the both of you. Thanks. We'll do our best. Wait, is she read tarot cards? Sherazard, the star and the hanged man. She does. The hermit and the magician. And last of all, inversion through the wheel of time. Wheel of fortune. Wheel of time. This is a difficult combination. How should I interpret this? Good morning, Shara. Well, if it isn't Estelle and Joshua, this is a rare occasion for the both of you to show up so early. Since it's my last day of training, I figured, why not? I'm ready to get this show on the road and become a bracer myself. I'll give you credit for your enthusiasm. But I'm going to work you hard today in every way I can think of to make sure that high-spirited attitude of yours holds up. I hope you're ready. I can feel that enthusiasm dropping already. Quiet, you. Every time I teach you something, you somehow manage to forget it. This training is my way of trying to keep some of that information in your head instead of letting it dribble out your ears like it usually does. Wow. Yo. That's, rough. Joshua, Shara's picking on me! Don't worry, Shara. While Estelle may hate studying and rarely ever does her homework, acts rashly, is overly naive, and has a tendency to stick her nose into everything. Her instincts are sharp, so I'm sure she'll pick up on how to use an orbment with some practice. Eventually. Probably. I guess there's not much I can do now, except hope for the best. Hold on a sec, Joshua. Somehow I get the feeling that you weren't standing up for me. Well, that's odd. I'm positive I described all your best traits accurately. Whatever. By the way, Shara, what were you trying to predict with your tarot cards? Your face was really intent. Oh, this? I was just trying to get a vague reading about what might happen in the near future. Unfortunately, I don't seem to have been in the right mindset to interpret the cards correctly. You couldn't read the cards? That's surprising to hear. Actually, the more profound the meaning of the cards, the more difficult they become to interpret. But that's not important now. I think it's time we start your final training. Oh, that's an interesting room. I'll give you a brief rundown of all the information we've covered in your previous training. This is the minimal level of knowledge that bracers should have in order to function effectively. And, Estelle, make sure you pay especially close attention to what I'm going to say. Yeah. Oh hey, look at that. Tell me about orbments. Orbments are mechanical devices which operate by using what is known as orbital energy. A variety of effects can be produced depending on their structure and their type of quartz or processed septium installed. Although it's only been about 50 years since their invention, these devices play an integral role in all facets of life, from lights, heaters, and other everyday products to weapons, magic, and even airships. In connection, this technology reform is commonly known as the Orbital Revolution. I know about that. I learned about that in Trails of Cold Steel. Tell me about the bracers. Bracers are investigative and combat specialists who work to protect civilians and maintain the stability of their respective regions. They aid the community in various ways, such as exterminating monsters, preventing crime, finding lost items, and escorting people and goods. They all sound like JRPG protagonists. Find lost items, check. Exterminate monsters, check. Escort people and goods, check. Like, all of it. The Bracer Guild, which has established branches across the continent, manages the affairs of the bracers in each region. Tell me about Liberal. The Kingdom of Liberal, in which we live, sits on the western half of the Zemirian continent and abounds with nature and deep-rooted traditions. So there's Bose, Rolent, Brancel. Liberal is proud to be one of the leading producers of septium on the continent and is known for its high level of technology used to develop orbments. Orbment technology has also been a key pillar of support for Liberal in protecting its independence as it has contended with neighboring nations. 10 years ago, when Liberal was invaded by the Erebonian Empire, it was the use of orbital-powered airships that saved the kingdom from defeat. Consequently, even now, our relationship with the Empire is somewhat sensitive, but thanks to the Queen's political finesse, Liberal enjoys peace. Ooh, there you go. That's it. I think I remember everything. I think I got it. Let's see, since we've got a mountain of stuff to do today, I'll let you off the hook this time with a condensed review. I'm going to speed things up now and move on to the practical portion of your training. Shara? How is today's practical training any different from the training we've done before? Since it's practical, that means you'll be experiencing things firsthand. Therefore, I'm going to have the both of you run through everything as if this were a real bracer job. So what you're saying is, there won't be any studying at a desk involved? That's like her number one thing. I don't have to study? Oh, what? I can just beat things up? Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. This time you'll have to go out and make a physical effort to accomplish your task. I'll make sure to have you work up a sweat, so I hope you're ready. Yes! That's seriously just what the doctor ordered. I didn't know what I was going to do if I had to sit another day with my tush parked at a desk. I guess I got all worried for nothing. Well, suddenly you're all bright and cheerful, Estelle. Let's just hope that smile on your face lasts until the end of the day's training. Oh yeah, she's ready to go. Okay, let's get cracking on your first objective, shall we? Let's have at it. Your first objective will be to confirm the details of the job you will be performing. But before that, there is something that we need to give the both of you. Aina, are they ready? Yes, they are. Alright, you two, go get one for each of yourselves. Is it a orbment? These are very important, so make sure not to lose them. Receive Bracer Notebook. Oh, okay. Bracer Notebooks serve as the official way to record the status of your current jobs. Also, anything you may hear or anything that you may find and where, these kinds of trivial things can often become clues. No matter how insignificant something may seem, always write it down. Understood. Crap, this sounds like it's gonna be a pain. Oh? Please tell me it was my ears playing tricks on me because I swear I only got one response. I'm sure there were two. Keeping an accurate account of events is an important duty for all bracers. So, get with the program and stop trying to make this out to be more than it really is, Estelle. Yeah, no kidding, Rune. Okay, I got it. Make sure you do. Alright then, let's begin. Look over by the door. You can see that there's a bulletin board standing there. There's two of them, actually. First, I want you to go and check the job description posted there. When the bulletin board is approached, a exclamation point mark will appear. Pressing the OK button will display the job list. By selecting the job names on the list, you can view their details. Retrieval. Quiet, Sherazard, pay 500 Mira. Details, direct request. This training will involve searching the sewers beneath Roland and bringing back the contents of a chest. See Sherazard for details. Details of the job confirmed in the bulletin board and other important events will automatically recorded in the Bracer Notebook. The Bracer Notebook can be easily found by clicking on the Books tab of the Items menu. It can also be accessed by configuring a Bracer Book shortcut button on the configuration menu. Yeah, make sure you write things down. That's the most basic thing you can get. Very good. It looks like you were able to see what was posted without any trouble. Checking the bulletin board is one of the most basic functions a Bracer performs on their job. Checking regularly to see whether or not there are any urgent tasks which need immediate attention is also an important duty for Bracers. Man, all this talk about duty is starting to cramp my style. Sure, there are a lot of rules to follow, but there's an equal level of responsibility in the jobs themselves. I think being a Bracer calls for much more than just someone with a half-hearted attitude. I guess you're right. I'll just have to be more motivated. Is that so? Had a change of heart, have you? You betcha. Well, before all that motivation sneaks off somewhere, let's get to work on your next task. What will we be doing this time? We'll be heading across the street to Mr. Melder's Orbital Factory and learning about how to use its services. Mr. Melder? He has graciously taken time out of his work schedule to explain things, so make sure to be on your best behavior. Okay. Melder's Orbital Factory. Well, we just teleported there. This is Bracer Technology. Here is where you will learn how to use an Orbital Factory's services. At an Orbital Factory, you can modify your orbments and synthesize support quartz in order to use Orbital Arts. Arts have a wide range of effects, and if mastered, can be extremely helpful. The Bracer business is a pretty risky occupation, so the guild has had a long-standing relationship with these Orbital Factories. Anyway, this is about as much as I can explain. I'll leave the technical details to the expert. So, Mr. Melders, if you wouldn't mind taking over from here. Iron Aggro, thank you for that raid. Welcome everybody from Iron Aggro's chat. Hello. How you doing tonight? How was your stream? Welcome everyone. If this is your first time here, I am the Sharply Dressed Man. We're playing some Trails in the Sky tonight. Thank you for shouting out Iron Aggro in the chat. Appreciate that. Hello, welcome. That's right, magic without having to study. Exactly. You just pull out your little doodad and wave your hands. You finished Silent Hill 3? Nice, nice. Been playing Trails and East games for the first time. That's awesome. It's good to have you. Cold Steel recommended me. I can't imagine why. Silent Hill 3. How'd you enjoy it? So what is it that you would like to know about? Tell me about everything. Sepithroth. Orbments. Mechanical devices which exhibit an array of effects through the installation of various types of quartz. By definition, that means that lights, airships, engines, and so on are also types of orbments. However, the ones we will be discussing today are battle orbments which enhance the user's physical abilities and make it possible to use magic. You're paying attention, chat. This is the highlighted text. This is very important. Glad to have played the Silent Hill games after so long. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, I recently watched somebody play through Silent Hill 2. Those games are so good. It's just the atmosphere that they're able to establish in those games. Just nobody has been able to do that same thing ever since. Since each orbment is adjusted to match the owner's personal aptitude, the structures for these devices also differ for each owner. Simply put, the shape of the fixed elemental slots and lines which connect them vary. At any rate, the layman's explanation. In order to install quartz, you must first have an open slot. By default, the central slot is open, but the other slots must be opened at an orbital factory like this. It'll take a fair amount of sepith too. EP, which is needed for magic, may also see a max increase according to the number of open slots. I recommend opening them all as soon as possible. So, what is it you would like to know about? Alright. Tell me about arts. Simply put, orbital arts are magic which can be discharged exclusively through the use of battle orbments. In other words, a number of peculiar effects can be produced by using the orbital energy stored within these mechanical devices. Since orbital arts can be mouthful, they are almost universally referred to as arts. Probably ought to have been called that from the get-go. There are several types of arts, but in order to be able to use them, their corresponding quartz must first be synthesized at an orbital factory. Alright, sounds good. Iron Aggro, good meeting you. Thank you again for that raid. See you next time, alright? Take care. Let's see. Orbments also are set up so that once a particular quartz is installed into a slot, the owner will be able to use those arts. The type of arts one can use also changes depending on the elemental value and the combination of installed quartz. Really? I think this is different. The type of arts changes depending on the elemental value and the combination of quartz. Basically, if you want to use water arts, all you have to do is install quartz with a water elemental value. Alright, well, that makes sense. In reality, orbments are much more complex than what I have described, but I think this information should suffice for now. So, okay, let's see. Tell me about quartz. Quartz are circuits made from sepith. Quartz have a vast number of effects and raise the owner's abilities while simultaneously making it possible for them to use arts. However, you will not be able to harness any of these effects until quartz has been installed into a slot. However, there are also fixed slots in which only a certain type of elemental quartz can be installed. This being the case, when you synthesize a new quartz, be sure to check your orbment to decide where you'll be installing it ahead of time. And sepith. Sepith are fragments of septium which are dropped by monsters. They are divided into 7 types: earth, brown, water, blue, fire, red, wind, green, time, black, space, gold, and mirage, silver. Sepith can be exchanged for Mira almost anywhere, but at the orbital factory it can be used to synthesize quartz and to open orbment slots in which to install synthesized quartz. Alright, well that seems great, thank you. Oh cool, she just gave me some sepith. Received several of each type of elemental sepith. Alright, we should be able to synthesize a few quartz. Now, I want you to begin by first making an elemental quartz that will work with each of your particular orbments. In your case, Estelle, any elemental quartz is okay, but for you, Joshua, it has to be a time elemental quartz. Normally at a shop, you would be able to exchange sepith for Mira. For this training, you'll not be able to use this service. Okay. Alright. If you need to use the orbital factory, give Freddy a oh, okay, I have to talk to the wrong guy. Don't talk to the guy that we're talking to, talk to the other guy. Modify. Quartz. Synthesize. Alright, so Estelle, anything will do, so we're making an evade. She said the other one has to be time. I feel like I could just synthesize all of these. Wait, this reduces your defense? Oh, interesting. I'll just make a defense one as well. Alright, there you go. Looks like you're able to synthesize one. Next, I want you to increase the arts you can use. Install a quartz into your orbment so that you can use both recovery and attack arts. Okay. Install quartz in the orbment screen. Alright, main menu. What? What? That is it's a lot of stuff. Trying to access the main menu. There we go. It's not the button I expected. Welcome to Quartz Math. Yeah, Firebolt, 10 EP. Clock Up and Soul Blur. Alright. Both recovery and attack arts. Look at your orbments and make sure that recovery and attack arts are divided up between them. You can figure this out by looking at the arts and quartz charts in your Bracer notebook in order to figure out which quartz you need to install. Wow, okay, so we have to do like some research. Look at the arts and quartz charts in your Bracer notebooks in order to figure out which quartz to install. If you're lacking the necessary core so you can synthesize them at an orbital factory. Alright. Wait, okay, so here we go. Shield is 1 green. Shield 2 is 3 green. Shield 3 is 5 green. Okay, so we need recovery and attack arts. Alright, so we can't afford to open up any more quartz slots. Want some info on it? The info's in the game. I mean, this is the info, right? What? Alright, let's see. Recovery. So I'm guessing by recovery she means healing. Let's see. Mind 1. HP, EP, attack 1, defense, mind 1, magic. There we go. Firebolt. Firebolt EX. Spiral Flare. 5 red, 2 green, 2 yellow. This is interesting. Airstrike, Aerial, Soul Blur. So you could use Soul Blur and what was the other one? He had 2 of them. I have to remember what the buttons are. Clock Up and Soul Blur. Oh, there we go. So it's like 1 time gets you both Soul Blur and Clock Up. Stone Hammer is 1 brown. Aqua Bleed is 1 blue. Tear is 1 blue. Alright, so we want like a blue one. So if I understand this right, then this should give me both Tear and Aqua Bleed. There we go. Nice. They give you enough step up to get every quartz? They do, yeah. Alright, looks like you've got both recovery and attack arts set up. If you balance your arts out between each other, like you've done here, it should make dealing with monsters much easier. Additionally, your Bracer notebooks contain information about which quartz allow you to use which arts. If you'd like to use more powerful arts, check out the course of arts and quartz charts in your Bracer notebooks and find something that works for you. Training here is almost finished. Almost? Last of all, I'm going to have one of you open a new slot in your orbments. The more slots you have available to you, the broader range of choices you'll have. Since EP, which is consumed by using arts, can have its max value increased by opening up slots, it would be a good idea to open them all early on. Now, I want you to use this Sepith and open a slot in each of your orbments. Go ahead and decide which slots you're going to open. Alright, well, let's open some slots. So we can open up the top one or the bottom one. Go with this one. Open up slot 2, nice. Alright, now Estelle can use defense and attack. Alright, so we go with, like, this. For HP and attack. Firebolt. This is interesting. Okay, so, like, attack actually lowers her defense. Stone Hammer. Aqua Blade. So we're gonna have Firebolt. There we go. Since your central slot is not limited to a particular element, you are free to install any type of quartz you like. This concludes your training here at the Orbital Factory. It's time to move on to what we've been waiting for, the qualification test. Ooh. Pardon? Did you just say test? You can't honestly tell me that you forgot about the test again, can you? Didn't I remind you just this morning? But now that you mention it, I vaguely remember some sort of talk along those lines at the breakfast table. Sometimes I fear for the future of the Bracer Guild and humanity. Oh well, no sense in worrying about that now. Let's head over to the testing area. You mean like now? I don't know if I'm ready for... How about a little less yapping and a little more walking? Damn. There she goes! She just dragged her off! Oh no. Mr. Melders, Freddy, thank you for all your help. Don't mention it, and good luck with that test of yours. We'll be rooting for you. I'm going to remember that you left me high and dry like this, Joshua. Obviously you're fine. All your training has finally come down to this. Hey, Circry. Your qualification test will begin here. I expect to see you both use what you've learned up to this point. Understood. What's wrong, Estelle? Shara? What now? I was kind of wondering, but is there not going to be a paper test or something? Cassius drop you on your head as a child or something? You just read what it said on the bulletin board not that long ago, right? Yeah, and? And I even made you jot down what you read in your Bracer notebooks, unless you forgot that too. I'm pretty sure the job listing mentioned searching for and retrieving an item from the sewers. Ringing any bells yet? What a relief! Oh, divine Adios. I give thanks to thee for thy infinite grace in bestowing upon us such wonderful gifts as sewers. So what you're really saying is that you thought it was a paper test? No wonder you were acting all crazy back at the Orbital Factory. Ah, I can already feel the nostalgia. All these horrible days stuck in a classroom are starting to feel like grand memories indeed. I'm really starting to wonder if we'll even be able to graduate at all. Wow, Estelle is, she's something alright, isn't she? What's wrong with you? Why do you have to go and say something like that when I'm trying to reminisce about positive things? Alright, that's enough jabbering, you two. This is supposed to be a test, so how about the both of you try to at least look a little anxious. Just so you know, though, if you do happen to flunk the test, you don't even want to imagine the kind of homework I have in store for the both of you. We'll be fine. Just tell us what you want us to do and let us loose. Well, if you're so confident, then how about proving that you're not just blowing hot air with the results of your test? Anyway, as you both saw on the bulletin board, this test will be a search conducted in Roland's sewers. Your objective is to retrieve the contents of a chest which has been placed somewhere within that area. The layout of the sewers is extremely simple, so don't need to worry. You don't need to worry about getting lost either. Estelle is something. Yeah, she is. However, there are real, living, breathing monsters down there, so if you get careless and let down your guard, you will be sorry. Also, let me give you this before I forget. Tear Balm. Monster Guide. What's this book for? It's called a Monster Guide, and it's used to record information about monsters and other opponents you meet. Whenever you figure out an enemy's attributes, you should make an immediate note of it in there. Sounds pretty straightforward to me. He who controls the flow of information controls the tide of battle, right? That's exactly what I'm saying. You've really got a good head on your shoulders, Joshua. That's some pretty useful advice. Thanks for the tips, Shara. It's, yeah, good advice. We'll put it to good use. Alrighty then, let's get pumped and knock out this test. Let's. Don't forget, though, this is an exam. We should make sure we treat it as such. Alright, time to become examined. How do I save the game? Save. There appears to be a recovery point set up over there. Let's use it before HP and EP become low before engaging in any further battles. Ah. Orbment charging stations are recovery points set up in dangerous areas. Ah. As a recovery point is approached, the exclamation point will appear and 2 choices will be displayed by pressing the OK button. Select the rest option and all HP and EP will be restored. No, it's just Estelle. Sounds like a plan to me. It's our first monster. It's so ugly. Monsters at 12 o'clock. Be careful not to let them take advantage of your blind side. Got it. Monsters cannot be seen from far away. They'll become visible as you approach them. The conditions at the start of a battle will change depending on how a monster is engaged. Engaging an enemy from behind is advantageous, while being attacked by an enemy from behind is disadvantageous. Alright. Let's... Hint! Hint. Pro tip. Battle order bar. Indicates who attacks first. It starts from the top and moves down. Oh, that's cool. Alright, attack. Hint! Attack an enemy! You may also use it to move if you are using a mouse and click an empty location. The highlighted area indicates the distance the character can move. Selecting a target in this area will move the character to attack. When an enemy is out of range, this icon will appear on your cursor. Selecting an out-of-range target will move the character as close as it is possible, but no attack will be performed. Oh, look at that. It's pretty slick. Dirty rat. Whoa. Get him. Was just standing there? Why? Is he just standing there? It's suspicious. They're too afraid to attack me. Thank you, Cold Steel. See you next time. We rule. Got juicy bone. Yes. Here comes some more. Depending on the enemy, some physical attacks may be ineffective. Let's use arts, not physical attacks. Okay. Arts are effective on enemies that are good at avoiding physical attacks. Arts also make long-range attacks possible, but they require time to be cast. EP is consumed when arts are used. EP can be recovered by resting at inns, hotels, or by using charge stations or other items. This music is like super jazzy. Arts are effective against foes which are difficult to hit with a weapon or those on which physical attacks have little effect. Sounds good. Firebolt. This guy. So he, let's see, time, space, shaking, pulse. Really? Take! Whoa! Whoa! Hello? That was pretty slick.
Piece of cake.
Nice job. Well done, team. Estelle, let's try using crafts this time around. Since crafts have other effects besides just dealing out damage, they're worth a shot. Roger that. Crafts have range limits but can be utilized instantly. CP is gained by dealing out or receiving damage during battle. Alright. Time. We've done arts. Now it's time for crafts. Crafts are character-specific skills which not only deal out damage, but also have a broad range of effects. Using crafts consumes CP. CP is gradually gained by dealing out or receiving damage in battle. Craft. Morale. Shout to encourage enemies. Strength plus 20%.
Come on!
Come on! Get it together. Dual strike. 2 hits. Ooh. Ooh. Not even at school this time. Exactly. Exactly.
Piece of cake!
Curative Horn. Found Reviving Balm. This chest is empty because of you. Nice work, hero. Pizza cake! Is this, Sonic the Hedgehog? Oh, what a surprise. Another creepy thing. I wish there were an easier way to take care of them. One boy using an S-Craft or S-Break should do the trick for just about any enemy. The catch is, our CP has to be at least 100 to pull off one of these moves. Devastating attacks can only be unleashed when the CP gauge is above 100. S-Breaks are actions which allow S-Crafts to be immediately unleashed while ignoring the battle order. S-Crafts, which are unleashed as S-Breaks, can be changed by going to Tactics and then set S-Break within the main menu. Juicy Bone. Alright. So I... to attack him. That gives me an S-Break. These are actions which allow S-Crafts to be immediately unleashed while ignoring the battle order once the CP gauge has reached 0. S-Crafts which will be used as S-Breaks, okay, yeah. The break button, press the break button to unleash an S-Break. An S-Break cannot be unleashed under the no break button condition. Now press the break button and try unleashing an S-Break. If you're using a keyboard, you may use the 1 through 4 keys. Okay, so... oh, I see. Just have to click that. S-Break. Wait, it's a single target? That's it? I mean, use it on this guy. Oh, no!
Here I come!
Ah! Wow. Okay, then. Where's Radiant Lion? Yes, that's my first question. How do I Radiant Lion? Okay.
Let's do this!
Sever.
All right, we're good to go.
Radiant Lion. The door is rusted and appears to be locked. Locked. It's Johnny Van Bosch. So that's the treasure chest raptor, huh? If it made it this far, the rest is going to be a piece of cake. Seems like we've got a little breathing room at least. Let's pay close attention to a battle order this time. There should be a number of ways to get more mileage out of our actions. During battle, there are several bonuses which can be allotted to turns. Oh, yeah, okay. Turn bonuses have the same effect regardless of whether they are allotted to an ally or a foe. Using S-Breaks to ignore the battle order makes it easy to jump in and strip an enemy of their turn bonus. Okay. These icons indicate the bonuses allotted to the battle order. If a bonus icon appears next to a character's icon, they will receive that bonus. Heal HP, steppeth up, etc. indicate the effects of each icon. So she heals. Those things hit hard. No!
Not now.
This might be bad. This is actually pretty bad. Reviving Balm. Salvage cures KO and heals 100 hit points.
We're good to go.
Yeah, you did do that. So, which of these is that guy in the back? There he is. Alright, so we killed one of them. Let's see. Cure Balm on her.
Take.
Okay. Still can't pummel.
Come on.
Dual strike is 20. Alright. Oh, the Moth Cluster only has 9 HP. Interesting. Let's see. 96. So we have to hit him at least twice. And they all get to go before I go. I like the guy in the back. He's just chilling. He is having a good time back there. Alright, let's see. We do have Tier. I like how the music, it's all jazzy. We'll strike. Danger music, yeah. Yes! So, wait. We're actually kind of lucky that guy back there didn't decide to do anything. Yeah, he's just chilling. He's good to go. You struggled in the beginning on normal? Yeah, that makes sense. I remember when I was playing, Full Steel 2, I had a hard time in that game in normal, or hard mode at the beginning. Full Steel 2 was actually really hard. He's letting me come to him. Oh, so you approach me? Well, I can't beat you up unless I come to you.
All right, we're good to go.
Alright, is this the chest? The magical chest we've been sent down here to find? Small box, ×2. That's weird. There's a couple of boxes inside the treasure chest. fact that there's not just one, but two is kind of interesting too. Wonder what's inside. Remember, Estelle, our mission is to search and retrieve only. I'm pretty sure looking inside those boxes doesn't fall under our mission's objective. You're no fun at all, Joshua. This has nothing to do with our mission. It's what I like to call good, honest curiosity. You know, we're the only ones down here. We can get away with a teensy-weensy peek, right? If you feel like flunking today's test, then by all means, be my guest. Did you just say the F word? Yep. Opening one of those boxes could result in an automatic fail for the both of us. If this were a real job, the contents of those boxes would belong to the client. And as long as they were nothing illegal, we would have no right to open them. I know you're right, Joshua, but I just can't help myself. If you absolutely have to know what's inside, why not ask Miss Cheryl when we get back? But for now, we need to focus on getting out of here. Alright, alright. GG, thanks. By looking inside this chest again, you flunk! Just kidding. That's right. You really did fail, Estelle. Forget the teacher who failed at life. I do, Thebis, yeah. Hello, D-Otter. Good work, you two. As a rule of training, I'm going to need to confirm the items in your possession. Hand it over the small boxes. Yep, they're the real deal, alright. I don't see any evidence of tampering either. That was a close one. I figured she would try and set us up like that. Congratulations to the both of you who have successfully passed your qualification test. You didn't really think something that simple would be a problem for us, did you? So, Shara, what's in those boxes you had us get? That's for me to know and you to find out after your training is finished. That's enough chit-chat for now, so let's get back to work. You two still have some things left to do. Seriously? But didn't you just say that we passed the test? You still have to learn about how to report the results of your work. I'm aware that you're both tired, but this is no time to shirk your duties. Let's get back to the guild. When is this day going to be over? Oh well, no sense in giving up when the finish line is in sight. Agreed. It seems like we're within reaching distance of our goal. Oh, bracers! So close! Your final training is how to report to the guild. Whenever you finish a job, it is your duty to report the results of your work to the guild. Reporting how you resolved the situation and the steps you took to get there are all part of your job as a bracer. You can report your results to the front desk in each guild branch. And as you already know by now, Aina is in charge here at the Roland branch. In addition, this is where you will be paid for your work. That's the important bit. Money. I look forward to seeing great things from the both of you. Now that you are here, why don't you both go ahead and report the results of today's training? Alright, talk to the person. Report to them. I could do that. Talk. Report. Boom! Big success sound. Received payment for training retrieval. 500 Mira. I'm rich. Current rank is Junior Bracer, 9th class. 9th class. Yikes. Good job, you two. It seems like you were able to complete your objective without running into any major problems. Another thing to take note of is that depending on how you handle a job, you may see an increase or decrease in the amount of pay you receive. When you report the results of your work to the guild, paying in the form of Mira isn't the only thing you will receive. You will also accumulate points, which are known as BP, Bracer Points. A BP are an indication of your achievements as a Bracer. When these points exceed a certain value, you'll advance in rank as a Bracer and be awarded with a piece of special equipment by the guild. Ooh, loot. The ranks of a Junior Bracer start at 9 and go all the way up to 1. Please set your sights on making first rank and work hard. The amount of Mira and BP you will receive will also be recorded in your Bracer notebooks, so please have a look sometime later on. I mean, we're the ones that record them, so you would think that we would know what we write in there. All that's left to do now is finalize your training. Let's head back upstairs, shall we? What does she mean by finalize? I'll talk to you later, Aina. And sorry about putting more work on your plate today than usual. Don't worry about it. Training new bracers is important for the future of the guild. I fully intend to work these two to the bone in any case. To the bone? And knowing Shara, it'll involve the whip. I'm sorry, it'll do what now? Let me say it again. Good work, you two. You have now officially completed the entire training course. From now on, you'll be learning from your own real-world experience. Well then. Sherazard holds out 2 small boxes. Aren't those boxes the ones... In answer to your question, yes, these are the boxes you retrieved during today's test. You seem awfully curious to find out what's inside, Estelle. Are you saying that it's okay if we open them? That's right. Why don't the both of you have a look and see what's inside? Sweet! Alright, let's have a look. Estelle and Joshua open the boxes. It's a... Bracer pin! Yay! Receives Junior Bracer emblem. This crest is... So does this mean that we're... Ahem. Estelle Bright, Joshua Bright. Beginning this day at 1500 hours, you are both hereby appointed as Junior Bracers within the Bracer Guild. 9th class. We passed! Yes! From here on, you will work as members of the Bracer Guild to support the livelihood of those around you, defend peace, and uphold justice, yada yada yada. Congratulations, you two, and welcome into the fold. Did you hear that, Joshua? We become members of the Bracer Guild. So I'm a Bracer now, huh? I think the realization is only now just beginning to sink in. Come on, Joshua. You should be jumping for joy or running around and screaming at the top of your lungs like this. Look at us now, world! We did it! I was happy until he made my eardrums bleed. I hate to interrupt the celebrations, Estelle, but I need to take off now. I have some backed up work that needs my immediate attention. We understand. You have been spending a lot of extra hours working with us during this busy time for the guild. You like Estelle's Strawberry? I think she's cool. She's a lot of fun. She's, I don't know, quirky. Before you head out, Shara, I just wanted to say thanks. Likewise. I appreciate all the trouble you've gone through for us, Shara. Don't mention it. Training new recruits is one of Bracer's many duties. Believe it or not, I was once in your shoes a long time ago when your father Cassius trained me. So that's why you have so much respect for my dad, huh? There's actually much more to it than that, but I'll save that conversation for another day. As for the both of you, work hard to become full-fledged bracers early on so you can help guide those new recruits who come after yourselves. And in time, I hope to see you both become respectable bracers like your father. Anyway, I'll leave you with that thought. Peace out. You're bracers now. Gotta go. Bye. I just don't get it. Yeah, what? This is Sherazard, aka the Silver Streak, one of the most skilled young bracers we're talking about. So why is it that she holds Dad in such high esteem? He just seems like nothing more than a no-good, middle-aged man who is always out doing who knows what instead of being a father. Wait, her father is Goku? A no-good, middle-aged man, huh? From your viewpoint, it doesn't come as a surprise that you would see him in that fashion. Huh? Never mind. Let's hurry and head home. We should let Dad know that we qualified as junior bracers. Right. Yeah, it's like... I don't know, Dad's okay and everything, but he's kind of a deadbeat, you know? Like, he goes out adventuring, helping people as a bracer and all that stuff, but whatever. I guess it's because, like, he's not home. Makes sense. Hi, Ridge. Looks like our training is over, isn't it? I'm humbled to know that you two are the youngest ever to pass the bracer exam. I look forward to working with you in the same capacity. Ourselves as well. I have to get back to work now, but if there's something you don't understand, give me a holler. Thanks. There are no current job listings. Passing jobs on to us like candy? Sounds good. We have extra money, we should go buy some weapons or something. Or a copy of the newspaper. Hurry up and come on! Wait for me, Luke? Huh? Oh, it's you two. Oh, great. It's Estelle. Hi there, Joshua. Okay, you little twerps. What's with the "oh great is Estelle" remark? And what's with the big hurry? How about telling us where you're headed? You're not thinking about wandering out of town alone, are you? The roads are full of monsters, I hope you know. You're such a pest, Estelle. Wow, this guy's like 6! And even he thinks Estelle's a pest. Don't you know there's no room for girls to be sticking their big fat noses in boys' business? Quit acting like you're a bracer, you wanna be. Tisk tisk, how wrong you are, Luke. How incredibly wrong. You're more wrong than a fool who thinks there's better tasting milk in Liberl than the milk that comes from the Purzel farm. I'm sorry, what? What? No way! You're full of it, Estelle! In fact, as of just a few minutes ago, we qualified to become real bracers. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Real bracers. More like bracers in training, really. Don't think you should be getting on your high horse just yet, Estelle. Now, a high pony, on the other hand. Quit being a killjoy. Wow, you two are great. I'm so happy for the both of you. Oh, Pat, you're such a good little boy. Unlike that smart aleck and cynical brat you call a friend. This isn't fair. I was supposed to become a bracer first. I can accept that Joshua became a bracer before me, but getting passed by the likes of Estelle... Estelle, ew, gross. What's the likes of Estelle supposed to mean? Just so you know, you can't even be a bracer until you're 16 years old. Get it? Only mature people allowed. That's right. You have to be a mature 16-year-old to get into the Bracer Guild. Estelle? Ugh. And that means no little kids who are still going to Sunday school. I don't know how I should put this, Estelle, but Sunday school is dying to have you back. You better watch out, Estelle. I'm gonna go train at my secret base, and before you know it, I'm gonna be a bracer too. Come on, Pat, let's go. Alright, I'm coming. See you later, Estelle. Bye, Joshua. How many basements will I have to de-rat? A lot. A lot of de-ratting. That's right, Rune. You have to be at least 16 years old to fight monsters with deadly force. That boy, Luke. He's always trying to pick a fight with me. I wonder if he just plain hates me or something. Rather, I think it's the exact opposite. What do you mean by that? Don't worry about it. It's just a boy thing. At any rate, what do you think Luke meant when he said secret base? I don't know why, but somehow it makes me a bit curious. I know exactly what you mean. A secret base sounds really intriguing. The pure heart of a young child can be so inspiring at times. That's not really what I meant by curious. What? Wait, what did she say? The pure heart of a young child can be what now? Alright, let's see. Alright, buy the newspaper. Hyper Bracer Estelle. Oh, jeez, Estelle. Alright. Give me the newspaper. Don't brush me off like that, you two. Wow. Hyper Bracer Estelle. Her name should change to that in the little title above her box. 100 Mira. Okay, there you go. Liberal News, issue 1. I know my dad always buys a copy of this magazine. But does it really sell that well? It sure does. The Liberal News has an excellent reporter and camerawoman who have done a great job reporting the latest, most reliable news. We're even supposed to have a running story related to Queen Alicia's birthday celebration. Do boys pick on girls because they like them? Honestly, I'm not in the 4th grade anymore, so I wouldn't be able to tell you. One more thing before you go, this gift is by way of saying congratulations. It's a free sample item I received with my shipment of goods, but don't hold the free part against me. Recipe book. Ew, nice! Let's get cooking. What's that supposed to be for? There's a ton of blank pages. It's a recipe book, isn't it? You got it. When you get hurt fighting, if you could just limit yourself to healing bombs all the time, it's going to cut pretty deep into your wallets. This is where a recipe book comes into play. If you eat food to recover your strength instead, it's basically free. Assuming you have all the ingredients anyway, so if you eat something new, write down what's in it, and you'll have lots of recipes in no time. So how about we try this out? Go ahead and eat this cookie, Estelle. Alright, wait. I wish I could do this in real life. Just eat something and you just inherently know how it was made. You're in the wrong class, Railway, that's right. Well, I have made it a personal rule to never turn down sweets. Ate the maple cookie. Learned cookie recipe. Alright. Basically, all I have to do is eat the food to learn the recipe. It's as simple as that. Damn, I'm jealous. As you're traveling about, you should eat whatever food you come across that you haven't had an opportunity to try before. So you have to be a giant pig in this game. Eat everything. That sounds pretty convenient. It's not that I don't like cooking and all, it's just that I never seem to get any better. I'd sure love to be able to increase my repertoire and really shock my dad's taste buds for once in my life. That's the spirit. And in passing, if you're in need of any ingredients, I'd be delighted to service your cooking needs. You really know how to solicit your customers, Mr. Renan. Thank you for the recipe book. We'll put to good use. Alright, eating the recommended dish at restaurants or using to-go meals as the recipe to the recipe book. By selecting the recipe book, all learned recipes will be displayed. As long as the necessary ingredients are available, the food can be made. Alright, there are 2 types of food. Oh dear. Okay, sit-down meals, which must be eaten on the spot, and to-go meals, which can be carried as items. I see. Sit-down meals cannot be carried as items. Ingredients used for cooking can be bought at a store or acquired from monsters. How do I cook? Okay, I need fresh milk, milled flour, and maple sugar. Oh, there we are, all the way over in Roland. So this is Liberl, huh? There's Calvar down there. Oh wait, the Calvar Republic? Really? That's... wow, okay. Haken Gate, there's the Erebonian Empire, where everything took place in Cold Steel. Zeiss. Rancel. Rouen. Bose. Roland. Alright. I forgot what the ingredients were. Milk. Eggs. Eggs. Flour. Maple sugar. Whoops. Wait, you don't need eggs to make cookies? That's my mistake. Wait. Maple sugar. Marbled steak. Where's the sugar? There we go. Maple sugar. Eggless cookies coming right up. Make how many maple cookie? 1. Make 1 maple cookie. Got 1 maple cookie. Sweet. To go heals HP, a readily made aromatic cookie. It's great for snacks. Isn't that cute? Liberal news! First edition. The Queen's 60th is nigh. Aren't eggs only for cakes and bread? Eggs go in cookies. That's how you make flour. Well, not flour, but the dough. That's how you make the dough. Yeah. Yeah, I've got some, well, I don't know. The cookies I eat anywhere, the cookies I make require eggs. Your life is a lie? I mean, if your life was entirely based around whether or not eggs contained, or cookies contained eggs, then yeah, I can see that. The half-year countdown to Her Majesty Queen Alicia's 60th birthday celebration has begun. This has been a banner year for Her Royal Highness, sparking more anticipation than this event has ever seen before. But we must not forget, too, that this year is the 10th since the 100 Days War, a period of intense turmoil for all of Liberl. As we celebrate, let us also reflect on the tragedies of the past, so that we may refrain from ever reliving them in the future. We have been afforded this luxury of hindsight, and we must use it to its fullest. Preparations underway in the Royal City. I've been doing weekly cooking shows, that's right, exactly. I cook chocolate chip cookies on a regular basis. Here on stream. I mean, where have you been? Main Street is filled with the bustle of men and women furiously preparing decor and merchandise for the upcoming festivities and developing new products specifically for sale during the celebration. The competition is truly cutthroat. I yearn for my customers' taste buds to sing with delight, says Miss Sorbet, a local ice cream purveyor who deals her wares in the city's East Block. Sadly, her new menu will remain a mystery to us until the day of the festival. As the population grows, more and more businesses pop up all around me, but all that means is more customers, especially at festival time, so I'm certainly not complaining. She exclaims with a sly smile. Miss Sorbet seems to have a few tricks up her sleeve, so to all her competitors we say, watch out! Who shall stand and who shall fall? Prior to the festival, Her Majesty will be hosting our annual martial arts competition in the Royal Arena. Ooh. Martial arts competition. This fiercely competitive tournament is always a big hit, with some avid competitors even regarding it as the day's main event. Which team will come out on top? Burglaries across the Bose region. According to our sources, the Bose region has seen a string of burglaries over the last several days, and the people have had enough. The Royal Army Border Patrol station at the Hacken Gate has been stepping up efforts to apprehend the group of criminals responsible for these acts, and anyone with information on their identities is urged to contact the Border Patrol immediately. Finding the perfect getaway, the Kingfisher Inn along the beautiful Valeria Lakeshore is more popular than ever following a visit from the women of the Royal City. Won't you come and fish with us too? Fishing? Yeah, that's true. That's true. Cookie dough contains raw eggs, and they say that you should not eat it. Even though it is delicious. Well, we have some fresh eggs ready to go. Junior Bracer Emblem. Use. Okay. How much does a reviving balm cost? Reviving balm. 200. I'll take one of those, thank you. You know, just in case. Not that anything's gonna happen, but... You've been eating raw cookie dough for decades? That's good. That's good. Okay, let's see. Pile Rod. Kunai. I could buy one thing. Silver Earring. Does this do? Prevents blindness. Is blessed. Stimulates a pressure point. Okay. Are they not wearing shoes? Estelle and Joshua aren't wearing shoes? What? No wonder they were getting so beat up in the sewer. Wait, what? There, we fix that problem. You too. What is wrong with you? They're just barefoot walking around in the sewers like that. That is unhygienic. There you go. Bare feet gamers. Alright, let's see where we are. What do we have to do? I forgot what we're doing. We have the newspaper. Alright, there's the Orbital Factory, there's the Bracer Guild. What else is around here? Oh look, a map. Fantastic. The Clock Tower. Wait, what? Beautiful sound as always. Love the toll of this tower bell. This bell does more than tell the time. It's also marking Roland's history. I feel like you're reading too much into it. The ladder goes up to the observation deck. She's just sad? What's wrong, Estelle? Something on your mind? It's nothing, really. How about we climb up to the observation deck? Sure, I guess. She forgets to brush her teeth? Yeah, and do her hair. And stand up straight. And eat her broccoli. Among other things. Hotel Roland. Can I go back here? Employees only. No. Linen room. Laundry. Ew. Gross. Or straighten her shirt. Exactly. Oh, hey. I've finally arrived here in Roland's. I think the first thing I'm gonna do is have a look around. Who are you? The chapel. Here we go. Septian Church. Estelle, you seem to be rather cheerful today. Father Divine, what a name. Did something wonderful happen in your life? I finally arrived in Roland's, and somebody just bursts into my room demanding to know who I am. What is this place? Yes, I guess you could say that. Joyous occasions are indeed a wonderful thing. But it is at times when things go well that we should gird up our loins for the trials that lie ahead. Oh, goddess Adios of the firmament, please guide these unseasoned youths. What? Who are you calling unseasoned? Newly assigned sister to this chapel. I was recently transferred from the royal city to Roland. This place is surrounded by greenery and everyone in the town is so kind. I think I'm gonna enjoy it here. Father Divine is a bit strict, but he is someone I can respect a lot. Alright, see you, Rune. Take it easy. Alright, so that's the exit. This rotating map is gonna drive me crazy. It's like, okay. Oh, look at that. There's labels for everything? That's pretty sweet. This is the Mayor's Residence, Malaga Trail. Meow. Hey, Estelle and Joshua, is it true that you really became bracers? Thanks for the moogles. You're always one of the first to hear everything, aren't you, Claire? This is just what I expected. I saw the potential in you both way back. Yep. You're gonna get out there and earn a lot of success, right? I like Sherazard's adult charm, but I'm partial to both you and Joshua. Huh? I'll take that as a compliment. Wait, what? Abend Bar? Wait, like Abend time? The Abend Bar? Wholesome pasta. Boy, this pasta is particularly wholesome. Crunch, smack, slurp. Chew, chew, chew. Munch, munch, munch. Gulp. I better get back to the mine before the boss figures out I ditched work. Wait, buddy. You gotta work, man. Been a while, hasn't it, Alyssa? Is there something going on today? Well, could it be that you're on a date together? Yeah, right. But anyway, check this out. I'm officially a real bracer. Well, congratulations, Estelle. You've always wanted to be a bracer ever since you were a kid, haven't you? Don't bracers have a lot of dangerous jobs? Yeah, something like that. Joshua, Estelle, don't overdo it, and watch out for each other. Estelle has this tendency to get in over her head. That's a very good observation, Alyssa. The only problem is that Estelle doesn't realize this herself. Huh, I'm standing right here, you guys. Joshua and I just care about you, Estelle, that's all. Anyway, don't get too full of yourself and end up getting hurt, okay? Okay. Yeah, ditched work to come to the bar and eat his food. Like, are you sure he didn't ditch work and he's just having lunch? Right? If so, it's kind of a thing. You gotta eat. Some people buying lumber. Okay. So this goes up to the Malaga Trail. Alright, so I guess we're just heading back home. Estelle, Joshua, am I glad I found you two? Oh, hi, Anna. Is something wrong? You seem to be in quite a hurry. We've got a bit of a problem. Is your father at home today? Yes, he is. He said something about having to sort out a bunch of documents. But what's going on? You know, Luke and Pat, right? Sure we do. In fact, I saw them not that long ago. What's wrong? Are they in some sort of trouble? I don't know how to say this, but I just heard from Uni that Luke and Pat ran after the tower that lies on the northern outskirts of Roland. Their secret base. You mean the Tower of Asmelas? Isn't that place supposed to be a breeding ground for monsters? That's what they say. Unfortunately, at the moment, Sherazard is out on other bracer business, so I want to ask your father to bring the boys home safely. What are you talking about? There's no time for that. Joshua and I will go after them and bring them back. I don't know if that's such a good idea. The two of you only just qualified to be junior bracers today. With all due respect, I believe that Estelle's judgment is correct in this situation. If the two of us hurry, we may be even able to catch up with the boys before they reach the tower. I understand. I will take responsibility for whatever happens. As an emergency request from the Bracer Guild, I ask that you lose no time in bringing about the safe return of these children. Roger that. Understood. Asmelas Tower can be reached by taking the western path to the junction along the Malaga Trail. You can get onto the Malaga Trail through Roland's northwest gate. I'll be on standby at the guild, so if you run into any trouble, you know where to find me. This is our first real job. Come on, Joshua. We don't have any time to lose. I'm right behind you. Alright, time to go save some children! Right after we buy some stuff. Whoops. Hey, Ingo. The next LOH? Probably not, because I won't be caught up to it. That was a lot of talking. Alright, so we could buy a silver earring. Actually, let's buy some ingredients for recovery items. So I bought we bought some shoes for the protagonists, because that's very important. Alright, we need milk, flour, but not eggs. Oh, look, it even tells you where the ingredients are used for. That's neat. And milk is expensive. Milk is very expensive. Yeah, I don't plan to, but, you know, no one can tell the future. We're still in the prologue. Here we go. Preemptive strike. Time to get him. A miss? How dare you? Oh, this guy's got lots of HP. Oh no. Ooh. Yeah, there's a lot of games coming out this year. A lot. So, yeah. It's like, I have to be very, like, careful, decisive about what I play. Ooh. Oh, nice. Got that good stun.
We're good to go.
Yeah, the combat... Oh, I mean, the music in general is really good. What is that thing? Is that a flower? What is that? Nice.
All right, we rule.
We rule. Alright, so I feel like these guys have really high defense. 144 HP. No kidding. Alright, attack this guy.
Here I come.
Oh, wow. Estelle. Relax. Everything's gonna be okay. I want to see what this guy does. I don't even know how hard he hits. He keeps dying. Alright, come here. He missed. Well. What? Joshua keeps missing too. Buddy. Get out of here. Karma? Yeah, right. Critical? Are you kidding me? Has he landed an attack yet? Buddy. There we go.
All right, we're good to go.
So it's only critical if you land the attack. Understood. Beast flesh. Beast flesh. Oh, jeez. Oh, no. Oh, no, that's bad.
I'm sorry.
Let's not fight those guys. Wow. Let's see, those double crits, not good. Okay, she said to take the eastern path? That's the mine. Did I already... Did I miss it? Oh, good, we got a reviving bomb back. It's almost like they expected that I would need one. Alright, let's see. So, the Smells Tower, there we go. Western path. Now I'll go mine the Smells Tower. Beware of monsters. Yeah, no kidding. You don't say. Sepith up. Ooh. What? Oh no, he's got like 1 HP. Seriously. Should have bought some better weapons. It's focusing its power? Buddy, don't do that. Don't focus. No focusing. Let's see. So if I move her like way over here, maybe? He's casting a spell. I don't know what it's gonna be. Kitty kick. It was an ability. He tried to kitty kick me and he missed it. You miss playing JRPGs like these?
We rule.
You know what? This game actually reminds me a lot of, like, Chrono Trigger. I don't know what it is specifically, I can't really put my finger on it, but it's just playing the game in general makes me feel like I'm playing, like, a good old-fashioned JRPG like Chrono Trigger. Except I can't figure out this map. The rotating map is driving me crazy. It's the sprites and how you navigate? You know what? You're right. It's the sprites. The sprites are it. Alright, let's try fighting these flowers again. Let's see if we don't instantly die this time. Ooh. Oh. They take 200% damage from fire, so... Let's roast this guy. Oh, nice stun! Bonus heal. Oh, that bonus heal is just so... It's so puny. It's just... Not a lot to it. Langrisser? I've never played any Langrisser games. Dual strike. Still not in range.
That's that then. Let's move out.
Chrono Trigger series remaster. They've had a few not remasters, but like re-releases of the game, I guess, on different platforms. There's one that includes a whole bunch of anime sequences, which I thought were just really weird. Like, the original game didn't have any of that. When I'm playing like old JRPGs, old school ones, usually I'm looking for as faithful a version as possible, right? That's why I really like the Pixel remasters, because they were very, very faithful to the original games. Versus the, for instance, the 3D version of Final Fantasy IV, which I'm sure had its good points, but it's really hard for me to like look at a game like Final Fantasy IV and not see it as a Super Nintendo game with pixel sprites, right? 3D models just does not fit the game, I don't think. It's just weird. If they remade it, like for instance, the Final Fantasy VII remake, they totally re-envisioned, I can see them doing that, and then maybe they could do whatever they want with it, but if they're trying to re-release the original, I like it when a game is as close to as faithful as the original version as possible. Especially with pixel-based games like that. Alright, let's blow up some kitty cats. The flying felines. So this does what? Speeds up the flow of... Oh, speed plus 25%. Got it.
Come on.
Come on. The Final Fantasy IV one was supposed to be a remake? I don't know. I don't know if it was. It was just... It felt weird to have those weird 3D sprites. They were trying to make the sprites look like the original sprites from the Pixel game, too, with the big heads and stuff. It was just so weird. Ugh. Joshua's combat sounds remind you of Link? Interesting. Why would they do that? Why would they ever do that? Alright, kill this guy.
Let's do this!
It's the he-ya whenever he slashes. Oh, okay, got it. Yeah. Stop focusing your power. That's not fair. $69. Nice. Oh, critical. Yeah, get him. Wait, that wasn't even as much as her other attack.
That's that then. Let's move out.
Learn Taunt. Estelle learned Taunt. Cool. Looks like we've come all the way to the Ismail's Tower. I didn't see any sign of them along the trail, so do you think they've wandered inside? It's quite likely that's the case. Let's go in. It looks like we'll need to hurry. Right. The kids are inside the tower! How'd they get past all those monsters? Seriously. Did they just walk past them? Very high chance for the 69 to pop up in these early RPGs. You're making that up. It's dark in here. I'm scared. Quit being a baby. We're only on the first floor of this place. Did you hear that? They really did come in here. Estelle, are you alright? Luke! Pat! If you can hear me, answer me now! So much for the element of surprise. Those little brats. Are they pretending they can't hear me? They might have climbed up to the second floor. Let's hurry up and see if we can find them. Is it bad? You want a class in Final Fantasy XIV that's just a tank with a big stick? No, that's something I've heard a lot of folks say. Is, you know, something like a giant hammer, right? What are we gonna do? Somebody help! Run full speed in the direction of the voice. Rush in simultaneously with Joshua. Let's go, Joshua. Right, I've got your back. Oh no. They're surrounded by kitty cats. You monsters go somewhere else. No, shoot, leave us alone. Chew on this. Boom! Bam! Estelle, what are you doing here? Joshua, you're here too. Get back, you two. These monsters aren't playing around. We'll take care of them. Uh-oh. Protect all NPCs. Oh. No. If an NPC's HP reaches 0, the game is over. Uh-oh. Wait, Templar in Final Fantasy XIV? Do you remember when... Was it... For Endbringers? Or Endwalker? They were like, oh my god, it's gonna be a Templar. Templar is gonna be the class that they're gonna add. Thank you.
Dad, am I on TV yet?
Dingo's super cute. Thank you for the 3-month resub. Welcome back. Appreciate that very much. Thank you, Ingo. Are you on TV yet? Yes, you are. Congratulations. Thank you for that resub. You made it. Taunts. Temporarily focuses enemy attention on self. Rage. Wait, what does rage mean? Does it cause rage? And then she takes extra damage or something? Or what? That's weird. Yeah, okay, so... Morale. Pummel. Beats an enemy senseless. I love it. Oh, I can give morale to the NPCs. Oh, that's so good. So wait, did they run past us?
Hey, come and get me.
It missed. What a waste. What? Ow. Critical. Run, kids. Run! Alright, we got the crit. We have the crit. Whoa, that did way more damage than I expected. Alright, so that really pushes her back. Wow. They take extra damage from elements, I just noticed. 20% extra. Bam! Sort of like a brewmaster in WoW. Oh, I see what you're saying. Wait, where's he going? Child, do not move towards the bad guys. What are you doing? pale and well-met Gogolian. It's good to see you, man. How's it going tonight?
All right, we're good to go.
Welcome. You remember the bet? You lost in Opelt? You did. You did. Thank you for shouting out Gogolian in the chat. Much appreciated. Welcome. It looks like that's that. Yeah, I'm glad everyone's safe too. By the way, that was great timing the way you blitzed those monsters, Estelle. You really think so? Is it safe now? Oh man, that was awesome! Doing just fine, man. Thank you for asking. You really showed them, Estelle. Not bad for a girl. You little twerp. Yeah, punch him. That hurts! What are you trying to do to me? What's wrong with you? You even dragged poor Pat all the way up here against his will. Oh, she got him. It's time to think about what you did today. Ow, you're hurting me. Stop it! I said stop it, you violent she-devil! So this is the thanks I get for saving your neck, huh? Looks like it's time to give you some of my special discipline. Ow! Alright, Estelle, I'm sorry. Everything was all my fault! Estelle? Shouldn't we forgive each other like they teach us at school? This brat doesn't need forgiveness, but a little discipline should do the trick. Special discipline. Estelle, behind you! It's something with teeth, isn't it? It's a... What is that? It's like a hammerhead shark? Ice monster? I'm not gonna make it in time. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Whoa! Her dad came out of nowhere! Huh? Cassius, off the top rope. Dad, you came! It's a hammerhead turtle shark, yeah. You still lack skill and understanding, Estelle. You must always prepare for unseen danger by sharpening your senses. That's part of what it means to be a bracer. Dad? What are you doing here? I just happened to be in town and heard the whole story from Ina. I'll give you points for your quick thinking and taking action to come after the children. But you failed to follow through completely. I really messed up, didn't I? It's a good thing you showed up when you did. I'm sorry, I should have been watching her back. That just means that you have room for improvement. Constantly working to overcome your weak spots is the key. Understood. So how about we head home, everyone? Can you boys walk? I think so. That was incredible, Mr. Bright. You were like a gazillion times more awesome than Estelle. Of course I was. I am her father. What? Oh, come on. Alright, everyone. Let's file on out of here. I'm with you, Mr. Bright. Of course I'm cooler than she is. I'm her father. Who's the glory hog now? I mean, I guess I should be thankful that Dad saved my behind. But why does he have to go and take all the credit like that? It really chaps my hide. You know what grinds my gears? Is when my dad comes in and saves my life and then takes all the credit for it. Ah, that's just the way he is. After all, he is Cassius Bright. Seems like you've had quite a day. That is just unbelievable. That's the second we got back to Roland, he says, I'll leave the reporting to you, and takes off for home. A sheer nerve, I tell you. There's no need to make a mountain out of a molehill over it. At least the boys came back safe and sound. Anyway, I think that's all there is to report. Child rescue. We got paid for that? 1,000 Mira. 3 BP plus 1. Nice. Nice. There you go. Plus 1 BP. Current rank is Junior Bracer, 9th class. You did well for your first assignment. From the details of your report alone, I believe I can commend you both for a job well done. You should be proud of yourselves. You really think so? I know so. In fact, you'll do even better on your next job. If anything else comes up, I would appreciate your help again. Sure. How about I head home too? I guess we'd better. I've still got dinner to prepare. Would you mind holding on a second? A letter arrived for your father just a little while ago. Unfortunately, since he went straight home, I never got a chance to give it to him. Do you think you could deliver it instead? I got the bonus BP? Naturally. Naturally. I don't even know what the bonus BP is. Is it like just not letting the kids get attacked or something? Received letter to Cassius. I wonder if it's more work-related stuff. I imagine so. The letter appears to be from one of our foreign branches. One of the guild's foreign branches? As I'm sure you already know by now, Liberl isn't the only country where the Bracer Guild exists. On top of that, your father is widely known as all across the Zemirian continent, so we can expect these kinds of letters from time to time. If you two would be so kind as to make sure that he gets this letter, I would really appreciate it. Alright. Second option. You should get food? Get some food. Enjoy your delicious Korean food. Alright, so we need, books. Items? No. Wait. It is items. Items. Books. Letter for... Where's my letter for Dad? I wanted to see it. Letter to Cassius. I can't read it. A letter received from the guild addressed to Cassius Bright. You're gonna misbehave, Ada? Ugh, we don't like misbehaviors here. No misbehaviors in this chat. For a backwoods town, these stores do carry a pretty nice selection of goods. That's right. Okay, let's buy a rod, a pile rod. How can I sell this other thing? Birch staff, yes. Convert. Alright, so I'm curious how much this converts into. If I say 10, it's 100. Alright, so that's 100. 10 each. This is also 10 each. Okay, so I'm guessing this is all just 10 each. Your banhammer is at the ready? There you go. If there's one thing you learned from Fallout, the right option is the nuclear option. Is that right? Isn't that what got them all into trouble in the first place, was the nuclear option? That's the whole point of the game, right? Alright, let's see. Orbits. Mastering orbital arts is essential. Okay. Slot. Stell. Open. Open. No. Joshua. Open. No. Okay, so we need 30 of all of the basics to open our next slot, it looks like. That's fine. Evade. Impede. Prevent enemy arts with 20% success. Alright, so I feel like impede is really important. I want to say we really need an impede, but we don't have enough wind, Sepith, to make that happen. 10% speed. Time to cast arts is cut. EP cut, cast, blind, action, attack. So she can use anything. Right now I think she has an HP and an attack. So let's go with a hit? Dex plus 5? Wait, dexterity is hit rating? Evade might be good, or defense, because she has to provoke. I already have a defense. No, I have the HP. That's right, I have the HP. Alright, so let's get an evade too. Alright, so let's see. You. Orbment. So she has HP and attack. So that she can heal. That's right. She needs the HP so she can heal. I forgot. That's how this works. If you have one blue, then you can heal. The post-apocalypse did not teach humanity anything. It taught us how to raise two-headed cows, okay? That's what it taught us. I guess I'm just gonna hang on to these. So, yeah. Oh, or we could do this. Evade. So it's just 1 additional agility. She gets airstrike. Stone hammer. Let's go with that. Let's do that. I want her to have a heal. At least. Hey, Joshua. Huh? Do you think I'm really cut out to be a bracer? Well, you seem to have inherited your father's skill with the staff, and your nosy personality doesn't let you ignore someone in distress. Really? You think so? Sure, but why are you asking? Are you still thinking about what happened back at the tower? Yeah. Because of my carelessness, Luke almost got caught in the middle of a dangerous situation. If Dad hadn't come when he did, he could have been seriously injured. I guess I'm just worried about whether or not I'll be able to stay on top of things in the future. That kind of talk doesn't sound like the Estelle I know. Huh? If we fail today, then all that's left to do is take back our losses tomorrow, right? Overthinking and worrying about things that haven't happened yet is definitely not like you. Isn't being a bracer what you've always dreamed of? How can you expect to succeed if you let something like what happened today discourage you? Joshua, you're right. This isn't like me at all. I don't think a serious expression really suits your face either. You're laughing like a big ditz is far more natural for you. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? You're gonna see my angry expression if you keep that up. Are they siblings? Joshua is adopted, but they're about the same age, yeah. And they were raised by the same guy. Okay, I admit that last comment was pushing things a bit. I'll overlook it this time, and thanks for cheering me up. I don't know about you, but I'm so ready to get home and eat. My stomach just started growling like a bear. Maybe glutton is closer to the mark than ditz. Dude, this guy. He keeps insulting her constantly. Why is he like this? Hey, let's go to the gate. I want to see what's down here. Absolutely nothing. Bright family house. Hello? Father? We're home, Dad. We finished reporting to the guild like you told us to. Good work, kids. The details of your reports will be reviewed at each branch and will affect your pay and rank advancement in the future. Please make sure that you always remember to do it. This guy's mustache is driving me crazy. It's like, what is that? Don't worry, we will. And before I forget, I got that copy of the Liberal News you wanted. There was this letter for you at the guild, too. Handed over the Liberal News and the letter. A letter, huh? Well, I'm going to get cleaned up and start dinner. Oh, and Dad, thanks for coming when you did today. You really helped me out back there. I see you're being rather gracious today. Papa is happy. How delightful that my daughter has finally understood what a great man her father truly is. And he's very humble, too. There's no need to hold back, Estelle. Come and jump into your father's loving arms. In your dreams. I swear, the men in this house have one thing in common. They never know when to shut up. Damn. I guess she's not as depressed as I thought she'd be. Should I be thanking you, Joshua? I didn't do much. I just gave her a push in the right direction. Estelle's a resilient girl to begin with. Yes, she is, but she still has a long way to go. She'll run into more than just a few stumbling blocks in this line of work. And overcoming those obstacles is what will teach her to stand on her own 2 feet. There's that soft side of yours talking again. Oh no. Are eggs supposed to explode like that? I guess I shouldn't have gone in expecting to make a perfect meal in a single try. No, wait. Cooking is supposed to be about passion. Exploding eggs are passionate, right? Now, once more. Oh no. That daughter of mine can sometimes be a little too passionate. I think I'll go get help with dinner. We don't want the curtains to catch fire again. But At this rate, there's no telling when we can expect to have a bite of food ready on the dinner table. That's... No. Eggs aren't supposed to explode. Haha! Alright then, let's see what this letter is all about, shall we? Cassius cuts the letter's seal. A message from the Erebonian Empire. What? What? Wow, this is a surprise? This new dish is what I call Estelle's Eggsplosion over rice. Nutty? Be sure to savor every last morsel. I will. Your cooking this evening is excellent. My compliments to the chef. This is raw talent at its best. Today certainly has been a busy but great day nonetheless. We qualified as junior bracers, had our first real assignment, and I didn't even lose my eyebrows making dinner this time. Not to mention the food being delicious. For a first attempt, this dish is actually quite edible. At first I thought I might have to pitch it out the window when you weren't looking, but it seems that technique won't be necessary tonight. Sometimes you're just so despicably rude, Dad. Don't you know how to be humble and just say something tastes nice? Alright then, how about this? Boy, I never thought I'd be able to eat something wonderful like this before I had to leave on business. You've made a splendid meal, Estelle. Thanks, Dad. Wait, business? Are you really leaving again? Yes. Something unexpected came up. This time I'm going to be away for a while. Nani? Hold on a minute. You're leaving? When? Tomorrow morning. What? I don't care what kind of job you're doing. That's just too soon. It's about that letter, isn't it? Was there some sort of incident? Oh, it's nothing like that. Just a simple investigation. I'll have to visit a number of places, so it'll take me about a solid month before I'm through. That being the case, please take good care of the house while I'm away. What do you mean, that being the case? You always use some vague excuse like that and take off for who knows how long. We have to accept it, Estelle. Bracer's job is to help those who come to us for help. I know, but what are you going to do about all your jobs here at the Roland branch? You've already accepted a few of them, haven't you? Oh, only about 5 or 6. So I was thinking, and how about the both of you handle them for me instead? What? Nutty? Are you really asking us to do the work that you're supposed to be doing? That I am. I'll have to do the ones which I think you can accomplish. I'll have you do the ones which I think you can accomplish. And I'll ask Sherazard to handle the difficult ones. So what do you say? Sure! Of course we will! She's so excited now! You're okay doing these too, right, Joshua? Yeah, no problem. Looks like a good way to get some experience as a bracer. Then it's settled. I'll stop by the guild and let Aina know about the change of plan before I leave. Alright, I'm starting to feel more determined than ever. We'll have to bust our tails with these jobs so we don't tarnish your name while you're gone. Oh, Estelle, my beloved daughter. Papa is so proud. Oh, my dear Lena, who art in heaven. Can you see our daughter now? Our little Estelle has grown up to be such a lovely young woman. Face it, Dad, you're getting old. If people lose their trust in you at this age, you might as well just throw in the towel forever. I'm only helping you out because I'm your daughter, and I have a duty to pay you back for the last 16 years. I'm only 45, and what's more, I'm very likely the most active member in the entire guild. Not bad for a pair of comedians. By the way, Dad, which flight will you be on tomorrow? The one headed for Gransel or the one headed for Bose? I'll be on the one headed for Gransel. My flight departs at 10 o'clock in the morning. That means I'll have to get up a little earlier tomorrow. Wait. She has to get up early to say goodbye and her dad's leaving at 10? I mean, that's not bad. I've definitely seen worse. I better set my alarm clock just in case. The next morning. I'm sorry, that night. While she was sleeping. Outside, her father was alone. Early. Dad. Are you still awake, Joshua? No, I'm sleepwalking. You better hold off on the liquor or Estelle will get mad again. This is just my way of lifting my spirits before I travel. How about yourself? Would you like to join me for a drink? I'll pass. Actually, what I should be saying here is, don't offer alcohol to minors. I'm not like Shara. who would jump at any chance to enjoy a drink or 10. That's because she holds her liquor much better than I do. There's something really serious happening, isn't there? There's no conclusive evidence, but there appears to be some sort of movement within the Empire. The Erebonian Empire? That sounds pretty suspicious. This movement doesn't appear to be overt, but that's what has me worried. I intend to do a little probing at the Erebonian Embassy to see what turns up. Understood. I'll make sure to look after Estelle while you're gone. Don't you spoil that girl, you hear me? Now that she's become a bracer, she needs to learn to look after herself. Estelle will be fine. She's got good instincts, and despite being a bit rough around the edges, she has talent with the staff as well. There's no doubt in my mind that she'll be a first-class bracer someday. Yet at present, she's like a babe in arms who knows nothing about the realities of the world around her. At some point in time, she'll have to choose which path to follow in life. And Joshua, the same thing can be said for you too. It's already been 5 years since you became a part of this family, hasn't it? How time does fly. Yes, it sure does seem that way. About what you said back then, are you sure you won't reconsider taking those words back? For me, keeping my word is what defines who I am. If I can't do something as simple as that, I don't know how I could live with myself. I know this may sound stubborn, but I can't take back what I said. I'm sorry. There's no need to apologize. But I'd like you to remember this. No matter what path you choose in life, you cannot erase these past 5 years. Estelle and I will always be your family, no matter what may befall you. Nodding. Thanks, Dad. Thanks, Dad! You're the best. Cassius is like, I know. It's about time you said something. A Father's Love, A New Beginning. The prologue. Wait, did we just start the prologue? Was this the pre-prologue we've been doing right now? Are you kidding? Well, it looks like it's time for me to board my flight. Estelle, don't do anything I wouldn't do myself, and try not to be a handful for Joshua either. For the umpteenth time, I heard you already. How about you try not to go overboard yourself with your own work? You're not getting any younger, you know. Say what you will, but I'm not about to be overtaken by any youngsters. Charizard, I'm really sorry about placing all this work on your shoulders at the last minute. Please don't be. I'm slightly concerned, however, about whether or not I can do a decent job in your place. There's no need to be humble, Silver Streak. And I don't mean to make your life any more difficult, but please keep an eye on these two. Just leave that to me. Is tightening up the reins and not spoiling these two fine with you? You definitely understand the way I think. What's this all about? Looks to me like a mutual understanding between master and pupil. The Grand Soul-bound airliner Lindy will be departing shortly. So many epilogues, I know, right? Just the post-epilogue, the post-post-epilogue. All passengers, please board the airship now. Uh-oh, I better take my seat. The pre-prologue and the post-epilogue. Have a great trip, Dad. We'll take care of everything here while you're gone. Don't forget to bring me back a souvenir. A little fancy something would be nice. Hey now, this trip is for business, not pleasure. If you have any money left over, I'll certainly think about it, though. Alright, you two, be good while I'm gone. Don't say that, Ada. He's gone. Again. Yeah. Come on, you two. There's no need to look so down. Your father will be back in no time. I don't know what kind of investigation he's been asked to do this time, but when it comes to your father, he'll have it done before you know it. I'm not sad that he's gone. He's always been away more than he's been at home. Alright, if you say so. Anyway, I'm gonna get to work on those jobs your father left for me. But if you run into any trouble, give me a holler. Will do, but first, I'd like to try and finish a few jobs with Joshua. I want to see what we're capable of as junior bracers. Alright, you insist. I imagine that with Joshua tagging along, there's probably not much to be worried about. Good luck, you two. Thanks. We'll do our best. Time to go be bracers. So what do you want to do now, Estelle? Shall we go stop by the guild? Yeah, we should probably talk to Aina and find out what jobs are waiting for us. Let's go! Alright, chat, it's time to go! Are you ready? It's time to have the pre-prologue. For now, I'd probably rate that girl an 83. Wait, what? 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 Who's... Wait. Excuse me? Dangerous combustible objects prohibited. An 83, wow. Hello, Red Mage. Welcome. The mayor's residence. We haven't even been to the mayor's residence yet. Let's see. There's the clock tower. Little kids. Luke's been like that since this morning. Boys are so simple-minded. Simple-minded? What are you talking about? Focused. Luke, let up a little. It feels like all I can do is run away. I am Cassius Bright. Turn and face me, cowards. Alright. Hang on, I have to learn how to navigate with this rotating map. Oh, good morning, Estelle and Joshua. Has your father already left? Yep, just barely. That's why we came here to find out about the jobs you left for us. Sure. There are a total of 3 jobs I have lined up for you. For the first one, I'd like you to head out to the farm west of here. The farm west of here? Isn't that where Tio lives? Tio? I seem to have heard that name somewhere before. Tio Purzel. She was one of our classmates at Sunday school. She's also the Purzel farm owner's daughter. Oh, really? It's actually the Purzel farm that put in a request to have someone exterminate some monsters. Rats in a basement. Are they really having problems like that? Fortunately, nobody has been hurt, but the owner and his family are upset over their fields being destroyed by the creatures. Therefore, the guild received an extermination request. I never would have expected something like that to happen. Okay, we'll head out there right now. Take this with you. Guild referral. This document certifies that you were dispatched by the guild. Please give it to the owner of the farm. We already know Tio's father pretty well, so I don't think this is necessary. We'll take it just in case. Yeah. The game's already pretty fun. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. Alright, so we've got that. Find the shiny rock. What? I'd like someone to find my shiny rock. Please speak to me directly for details. I think I might have dropped it behind the Melder's Orbital Factory. From Charles. Milch Main Road Monster. A ferocious monster known as a pine plant has been spotted roving the Milch Main Road. Bracers from this branch are requested to deal with this threat immediately. Alright, so find rock. Kill monster. I think we can do this. Alright, who do I talk to? Charles? Wait, who's that? Who's Charles? Let's see. Pay, parameters, town, achievements. Passed test, became junior bracers, registered at Roland Branch. 12 victories, 2 losses, 1 fled. That's interesting. 2 jobs completed. Oh, that's neat. Magic setup. After a quartz is installed, the elemental value of the line it is on will be calculated. When a line's elemental value reaches the necessary elemental value for a certain art, that art can then be utilized. Oh dear. Okay, well that's different than the Cold Steel games for sure. Charles. I think I might have dropped behind the Miller's Orbital Factory. Alright, so let's go to the Orbital Factory and see if we can find it. Which is what, right here? Behind the Orbital Factory? This way? Are you Charles? This is really weird. Where could it have gone? Oh. Excuse me, but can I ask you something? You didn't see a shiny rock around here anywhere, did you? Huh? A shiny rock? Nani? Yeah, that's right. One that sparkles. You didn't see a rock like that lying around anywhere, did you? Are you saying you lost something? I don't recall seeing anything like that. Do you know where you might have dropped it? My mom was calling for me, so I ran over to the general goods store where she was. I know I had it in my hand at the time, but when I came back here, it was gone. When you say general goods store, you mean Mr. Renan's store, right? Did you look in front of his store? Obviously, that's the first place I looked. Come on. Obviously. You don't need to treat me like a kid, you know. My, aren't you a charmer? Well, I already asked the Bracer Guild to help find it, so I'm sure it'll show up sooner or later. If you do happen to come across it, give me a holler straight away. I'll probably be around. What kind of kid talks like this? Give me a holler? What's the deal with everything being in short supply around here? Damn it, somehow I'm going to have to dig up a grade A product before I head to my next business deal. What is the deal with these supplies? Let's buy some more cooking ingredients. Milk. Let's buy 2 milks. Some flour. Some maple sugar. Let's cook. Alright, books. Recipe book. Cook 5 cookies. Is that you, Estelle and Joshua? Could you not bother me while I'm working? But I guess you're old enough that I don't have to tell you that, huh? And your bracers, too? Well, that's something else. I've changed my mind about you kids. You sure can bother me when I'm working. Like, what? Excuse me? What? Alright, so he was at the goods store. Oh, he dropped it down the drain. The vent. Huh? What's the matter? I wonder what that is. There's something shining down there through the sewer grate. You're right. It looks like something must have fallen through. The sewers? Don't tell me you forgot about the sewers already. You know that smelly monster-infested place we were in not that long ago? Oh, right, those sewers! We weren't there during our practical training, right? The entrance to the sewers should be just behind the chapel. If you're so interested in what's down there, then how about we check it out a little later? Sure, let's do that. I mean, we could do it right now. The chapel. So here's the chapel. Wait, where's the sewer entrance? Is this it? It's gotta be it, right? I agree. No time like the present to go investigate the sewers. Is it behind the chapel? Enter sewers. There we go. Okay. Time to go. Kill some monsters. Kill some dirty rats. Or not. Joshua, please. We're doing it right now, Joshua. I can't believe you would suggest anything else, Joshua. Everyone's missing. Everyone is missing. It's fine by me.
Piece of cake.
Piece of cake. Pizza cake. Alright, so arts. Airstrike, that guy. Whoa! what? Why did they tell me to
All right, we're good to go.
use arts on those things when Joshua can just hit them for 100 damage? Those things have 5 HP. Preemptive strike. Alright, let's, art. This guy.
Come on.
Take!
Ooh. Alright, let's beat this guy up. We're gonna get him. This guy? That guy is going down. Whoa! Can she even get to him? She can't. She can't reach him. Joshua hit the guy too hard. I feel like this place is so much easier now that they have shoes on.
Piece of cake.
Zakusu, thank you. Alright, where are we? There's the shiny thing. Alright, let's try that again. Can you just hit this guy? No. There's too much to ask. That would happen more than once. Uh-oh. Oh, God. Oh, that's fine. He's got 51 HP. We're okay. He's got 50% HP heal coming up pretty soon, so we can just kill these guys, I think, right? Does she have an Australian accent? Maybe? I don't think so. I don't think she's supposed to. Whoa. Nice job. Time for the cookie. Eat it.
Take!
That cookie saved that man's life. Yeah, it's also kind of hard to tell because there's not a lot of spoken lines in the game.
Take! All right, we're good to go.
It's mostly just the victory comments, things like that. Found the quartz fragment. I see now. The thing we saw shining through the sewer grate was this. Seems like it. The quartz fragment, huh? Now we know why it was shining so much. The way it sparkles is so beautiful. This is made of septium too, right? Loosely speaking, yes. But let's talk about it later. This isn't really the place to have a leisurely chat. I guess you're right. No normal person would want to stay here any longer than they had to. Except for Estelle, obviously. Love some trails. Yeah, we just today started this one. Alright, kid. Where are you? Hey! Is that rock? Could it be that this is the rock you've been looking for? Handed over the quartz fragment. Yep, this is the one. My shiny rock. Why is it all dirty like this? Don't ask, kid. Hey, don't you have something else to say before you complain? You guys are bracers, right? I've already paid your money to the guild. Therefore, I think I have the right to complain. Wow. Kid. That's not the problem here. Calm down, Estelle. He's just a kid. I know that, but... This quartz is what you were looking for, right? Yeah, that's the one. This rock is really quartz? You mean the same kind of quartz that's in an orbment? Yep, it's the same kind of quartz made of sepith. It's chipped, so it doesn't function anymore. I see. So this rock belonged to an orbment. Huh? I feel like Estelle spends a lot of her time with question marks. What's wrong? You seem a bit out of it. Who, me? Oh, it's nothing. I'm glad you found it. I guess that's about it then. Goodbye. Oh, that reminds me. I almost forgot. Here, take these. Receive the drill meatballs times 5. My mom gives these to me and tells me they're healthy, but they're kind of bitter, so I can't stand them. Anyway, I appreciate what you did for me today. Did he just give us a wad of meat out of his pocket? I mean, he's a kid, I guess. Seriously, what a cheeky little kid. I'm sure it's a difficult age for him, but I wonder why he was searching for that quartz. What do you mean? Now that you mention it, it does seem a little strange. But, oh well, everyone has something they think is important. Truer words couldn't be spoken. Perhaps that kid has an interest in orbits. I, for one, don't see what's so interesting about these overly complex gadgets. My brain goes numb just thinking about them. Except for the fact that you'll have to get used to them sooner or later. You won't be able to fulfill your job as a bracer if you can't use one. Alright, I'll try and learn. Done. We finished it. Sweet. Okay, so what's our next one? Books. Oh, this is just the bracer notebook. Okay. How do I check my quests? Here we go. Okay, training, retrieval, child rescue, Ursel Farm monsters, Milch Main Road monster. Ferocious monster knows a pine plant. Milch Main Road. Which is west out of town. Pocket meat. No. No. That is not a yum. That is a yuck, okay? That is not a yum. That is a yuck. Alright, we don't know where this thing is. I have to find it. The pine plants. Better or worse than microwaved meats? Oh man. I don't know what to say. It couldn't possibly be worse.
Come on.
Seventh up. Ooh. Nice one shot, kid. Yeah, I don't know, man. If the microwaved meat in question comes from the renowned award-winning restaurant Rubber Steaks, then I feel like it's worth the money. And the danger to my intestines. Fire! Pizza cake. Where is this thing? Roving the Milch Main Road. It's just roving. Okay, so it's not anywhere specifically. Let's go over to the west a bit. Oh, there's the Perzel Farm. Where is this thing? Oh, hey. Monsters appeared! What? Oh no, this is bad. There's so many of them. We might actually be dead. There's a lot of guys here. What is going on? Look at all that. Okay, well, let's see. A nourishing meatball. Uses curative horn powder for flavor. Eight things. This might be bad. Let's see. Don't necessarily want to use my S-scrap just yet. Let's do this. Kill him. At least attack him. He has 240 HP. Wait, what? How's that real? There's no way! There's no way we can fight these things! There's no way. There's no way you can fight 9 things when I hit it for 10% of its HP. Alright, we'll have to come back to that later. Is it you? Are you the thing? That's better. 144 is basically what we expect. Oh, I took away her fire, that's right. Lily Mover. Oh, here we go.
Here I come!
Damn! Ooh. Oh, nice. Alright, so we can't attack that thing. It just keeps knocking us away. What? What? Kid, you need to stop that. Ooh, nice miss. You need to keep doing that, alright? You keep that up.
That's that then. Let's move out.
Alright. Milch Main Road. I'm in the right place, right? The Milch Main Road? Okay. Milch Main Road monster. Pine plant. Is that not what I've been fighting? Something else? I would expect that it would be, like, big and ugly, right? I should know what it is. Or is it that treasure box? There's no way it's the treasure box. Surprise attack. Oh, what is that thing? What is that? It's like a ladybug, but grosser. The next area also said Milch Main Road? Okay. That's good.
Take!
Oh, nice stun. Good.
That's that then. Let's move out.
Okay, so let's see. Maybe it's here. The Purzel farm is that way. I would expect it to be big and noticeable. Right? You'd think so. Let's see. Orbments. You. Heal. Dude, these bugs. Wow. Okay. Eat a cookie.
We're good to go.
That cookie heals you for 80 HP. Which I guess is a good thing. Just saved your life, Estelle.
Piece of cake.
Nice. Leveled up. Oh, that gave me back all of my HP. That's awesome. Full recovery. These monsters just come out of nowhere. They're like, hey, what's going on? I want to beat you up.
Let's do this!
Nice crit. Ooh, 400 damage. Now we're talking. It's the real deal right there. It's focusing its power. Can we get to that one over there? Not really. Can I cast a spell on it? Not really. So we're just gonna cross our fingers it doesn't hurt too much. That's not bad. That's nothing a cookie can't handle.
That's that then. Let's move out.
Nice level up. Okay, so now we're level 5. Yo. Tear Balm. I see that bug. I see him. I didn't see that one, but I saw the other one. Okay, preemptive attack. So, let's see. Arts. 240 HP each. Ooh. Nice job, kid. Critical. Finish him. There you go.
All right. We rule.
Okay. Am I blind? Where is this monster? Damn, that guy hit me hard. What? Get out of here with that. You know what? We're gonna take that 10% HP heal. We're gonna just blast this guy. Blast him.
That's that then. Let's move out.
Nice. I knew there was a chest under there. I just couldn't, like, make it out. Just barely make it out. Alright, maybe there's another... There must be another branch of the Milchmain Road somewhere. So this is the Persil Farm. What an idyllic looking place. My loot sense was tingling? Yeah, it was. No matter when we come here, this place is always so tranquil. It's hard to imagine monsters running amok here. It certainly I certainly don't sense anything out of the ordinary either. Anyway, let's go ask someone here to fill us in on the details. I wonder if Tio is home today. Alright, no. Doesn't matter, we have to go find this monster, okay? This is very important. I say as I run right into some monsters. Ooh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
We're good to go.
Oh, nice miss. Nice miss. Ooh. This guy's hit hard. Craft. Get him. Nice. It's like 90 damage. It's pretty good.
We're good to go.
I don't want to take the risk of him just getting blasted by an unlucky hit. Oh, nice. I feel like I'm just going to have to find what this thing is, and then go heal, and then come back. That's my suspicion.
All right, we're good to go.
Are we good to go? You know what I mean? We still don't know where this thing is. South, Brazil Farm. Yep, this is still the main road. What is that? What is that thing? What are you? It's a shining palm. 0 damage. Oh no. Oh dear. What have I done? Oh dear. It's sparkling mightily. Oh, they run away. What? What is this? 0 damage. And then it fled.
Piece of cake.
I better get experience points for this. Come on, give me experience points. East Roland, West Verta Bridge. This might be bad. Ow! That's fine. It's fine. Flying feline or the red insectos? Ooh, nice. Now that was slick.
Here I come.
It's still alive. Of course it is. Of course it's still alive. Learned recipe drill meatball. Yes, buddy. That's right. Finish him. Nice.
All right, we're good to go.
Beast flesh. Alright, so we learned a new recipe. How to make grilled meatballs. Marbled steak. Marbled steak. No other steak will do, but marbled steak. The most marbled. I don't see these things. I'm just getting wrecked by this. These surprise attacks. Alright, and listen. Do this. And then do that. And kill this guy.
Let's do this!
A new recipe! That's right, man. He has 3 HP. He survived with 3 hit points. Are you serious? Incredible. At least I'm getting a lot of CP for this guy. Get out of here.
Take!
The gameplay is good. It's like it's a lot like Trails. Naturally. I'll tell you what though, figuring out on this screen which direction up goes versus which direction right goes is a little difficult. Which way is up and which way is right? The music is great. Ooh, exactly his hit points.
Piece of cake.
Alright, kids. If I were a big fat monster, would I be hiding down this way? No. Would I be hiding down this way? Three of them? Oh no. I think we escaped this. I think we flee. I don't really feel like fighting three of those big bugs. Alright, so let's would be hiding this way? No. Would I be hiding up here? No. There's not a fourth one, is there? Main road. This is the Vert Bridge checkpoint. Alright, so we finally reached the end of the main road. Is it that thing? It looks pretty gross. We could try fighting it just to see. I feel like it would be more obvious if it was, but let's give it a shot. Oh, it is! A large monster is prowling around. Exterminate or leave alone. We're going to leave it alone for now, and then we're going to, repair. We found it. Finally. Exterminate. Exterminate. It's preparing to use arts. I don't think I like the sound of that. Oh, I should have equipped fire. I should have equipped fire for this. That's a hell of an aqua bleed. Alright, so let's see. Craft. Let's just attack him. He has 600 HP. I missed? Unreal. Oh, come on. Give me a break. Okay, not bad. Not bad. Let's see. Zero? Wait. Let's do this! Wait a minute. So we hit him for 0. Is this guy all arts all the time? Do we have to have fire to fight this guy? I think so. I think we actually have to have the fire. This is gonna be a long fight. Hitting him for 0? That's rough. Alright, let's see. Items. We'll be okay. Just need to eat our maple cookies and our tear bombs, and we should be fine.
We're good to go. Here I come.
Okay, let's see. Eat that. Yeah, I don't know if we can do this without the fire spell right now. Like, we are just not doing enough damage to him. 72, okay. Yes, please keep filling my CP gauge. Do I get CP for hitting him even if I do 0 damage? I do. That's nice. That's something.
We're good to go.
Oh no, he's healing. Oh, he got the heal round, the heal bonus. It'd be nice if there was a like a big damage round coming up.
We're good to go.
Be much. I'm very excited about that. But instead we get separate. Do. Well, she also hits him for 0. Can we run? We can run. Alright, but we don't have any... So here's a couple things that are making this hard. We don't have any MP. Or EP. We don't have anything to give us EP. Yeah. So I'm curious whether or not this place over here has like a resting station. Let's see, Vert Bridge Checkpoint. Do you have a resting station? Ever since airliner flights began, there haven't been very many travelers on the road. This is why guarding a checkpoint is so boring. The only one excited about the job is the chief. Really? That makes sense. Wait. I can just go around you? Let's go around the wall? I mean, there's a giant chain in the way, but what does that matter? Well, if it isn't Estelle and Joshua, too. Hello, Mr. Ashton. It's been a while since we last met. Yes, it has. So I've heard my boy Luke caused you a lot of trouble, did he? It's Luke's dad? I'm absolutely ashamed as a father. I'm sure it's perfectly normal for a boy his age to be naughty like that. I mean, even I ran around outside of town when I was young. Yeah, and you're supposed to be a girl. Ah, you're certainly full of energy as usual. I wish I could get back to Roland more often. It hasn't been long since I took this post, and for the moment there's a lot to do. So can I just sleep in one of your beds? How about that? How much do I need to pay you to, get some HP back? Don't tell me I have to run all the way back to Roland. There's shops on the other side of this bridge. There's shops over there. So this guy is just sitting here? Is he always in the same spot? He is, okay. Well, that's good. Okay, so a few things. We should see if we can afford better gear. And we should see if we can buy some EP restores. Is there like a inn? Wait, would that be the Abend Bar? Can I get a dine-in meal? Wholesome pasta? 8 wholesome pasta. Learned wholesome pasta recipe. Thank you. It didn't give me back my my MP, my EP. Say bye. French fries. 100 HP and move +1. Flowery soda. A healthy soda flavored with the astringency of herbs. Here's poison. Not bad. It's pretty good. Let's see. Carmine Eye, an herbal flavored soup with ingredients good for the eyes. Cures blind, heals 100 HP. I'll take one of these flowery sodas. Thanks. Appreciate that. Okay, we can't afford better gear. But I'm hoping with the spells, we can actually take that guy out pretty quickly, is my guess. Let's see, buy some EP charge. Oh, I can't even buy half of that. What? I can't even buy half of this EP charge. It's so expensive. Yeah, the sewers has the resting station, right? I was really hoping that that checkpoint would have something. But alas, that was too convenient. Let's go give this another shot. We have fire magic equipped. We have HP, EP. Doing alright. This is not the right way. This is downtown Roland. Which I have yet to explore, evidently. Alright, so we have to go to the trail. Wait, no. We want the road. Which is west? The Milchmain Road. There we go. Nothing like a good... That's right. Gotta take a good sewer nap to get all of your EP and HP back. Absolutely. I'm a little surprised that you can, flee. I was not expecting that. Ooh, there we go. That's more like it. 180? Thank you. Perfect. So all it does is sit there and cast Aqua Bleed. Which, I mean, is fine, it's just... It's a little obnoxious. Oh, the crit! The crit! Look at that. That's what I'm talking about right there. It's a good thing that he didn't get that crit round. There we go. Are you kidding me? What?
Sorry, not now.
Are you serious? I protest. What? Unreal. Excuse me? They're like, no, that was too easy. That's just incredible. Absolutely incredible. Alright, well... Ow. Don't shoot me! That's unreal. I can't believe that. Yeah, I'd say that's a pretty nutty
We're good to go.
outcome. What? Alright, Joshua, it's vitally important that you stay there and do nothing. Alright, buddy. You can heal yourself, that's about it. You move this way. As far away as possible. I can't believe it. I'm still in shock about that. Seriously, I wonder how big the range is. It's gonna be something obnoxious. Ooh. Big damage. Alright, get him. Finish him. Sorry.
Not now.
Sorry, man.
Piece of cake.
He doesn't get experience points if he's dead at the end of the fight? Oh, Joshua, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, man. But you know what? One of us had to go. One of us had to go, and it had to be you. You had to have him in proximity, right? He had to be a proximity tank. That's fine, it's fine. We could have probably saved him at the very last second, but you know what? It's a growing experience. He learns more from that than he would have if he was actually alive. Incredible. I'm just... Wow. You don't think the mob moves? That's good. Okay, let's go to the farm. Wait, how much money do I have? I have 192 Mira. We need to... Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna turn in a few of these jobs, we're gonna get some money from the Bracer Guild, and then we're gonna buy some heals. Or something. Alright? Report. Find the shiny rock. Nice. 8th class Bracer? Yeah! Received information quartz as a perk. Good work. It seems like you completed your objective without any trouble. If you finish any other jobs, please come back and report again. Thanks. Information? Well, that's good. I think. Able to perceive enemy status. Wait, how much Sepith do I have? Where do I see that? Ornaments? Okay. Let's buy some ingredients for some food. Let's see. I have new recipes. I have wholesome pasta, olive oil, milled flour, and beast flesh. 5 milled flour, 1 olive oil. It's a sit-down meal, heals HP for everybody. Marbled steak for the meatballs. 6 marbled steak. Let's see. Do you sell marbled steak? What? 100? 100? I mean, that's fine. I feel like I'm gonna buy some fresh eggs, or fresh milk. So 5 fresh milk. And some milled flour. And some maple sugar. And we're gonna cook some cookies. Unreal. Alright, let's see. Here. We have 500 Mira to our name. Which is not enough to buy really anything. So wait, how much does this sell for? 11? That's it? I guess we get maple cookies, some floury soda, and that's it. I'm gonna buy 2 marbled steaks. And we're gonna cook some pasta. Drill meatballs. There we go. Nice. Okay, we did it. We defeated the monster. We got him. Let's head to the farm and see what they want us to do. There's some monster on the farm too that they want us to defeat. Critical, buddy. Critical miss. I feel like if you get a critical round, it should just be a hit. Automatically. You should just automatically land the hit. Nice. Where do you come from? Ow. Oh god. Alright, it's fine. He's fine, he's fine. He's totally fine. We're just farming up some CP. That's it. That's all we're doing. Oh, nice miss. Nice miss. Finish him off, please. Ooh. Get him!
Here I come.
Get him!
Piece of cake.
One more and we're next level, but you know what? Here we are. Purzel Farm, remembers? Let's see. So, there's some chickens. Greenhouses. I get the feeling we're gonna have to do something with these greenhouses at some points. This place is so peaceful. At least S-Crafts can't miss. Yeah, exactly. Despite our best efforts. It's Joshua! Did you come to play with me? I wish I had the time, but I'm afraid today I'm here for work. Work? That's no fun if we can't play. Maybe later if there's time. The kids here really like you, Joshua. Oh, Joshua. Estelle. Hi, Cher. How have you been? Do you know where your mom and dad are? They're not home right now. Tio's outside if you want to talk to her, though. Tio is here. Okay, so we're looking for Tio? It must be Tio. I can't go through that gate. Okay. There we go. It's a mystery. Hi, Tio. It's been a while, hasn't it? Estelle and Joshua, too. Did you guys come for a visit? Not exactly. We're here on bracer business. We heard that you've been having some trouble with monsters. Estelle and Joshua explained that they are here to do their father's work because he is away. You finished all your training. That's wonderful news. Maybe you can help after all. So there really are monsters giving you trouble, huh? Regrettably, that's been the case the past several days now. Thanks to which I'm suffering from a lack of sleep. Tell me about it. Which means the monsters only come out at night? You're very perceptive, Joshua. It would be better if you got all the details from my father, though. I imagine he should be back from delivering the milk and vegetables any time now. Delivered milk. Those were the days. Let's just wait inside. Good afternoon, Mr. and Mrs. Purzel. How is everyone getting on these days? Well, if it isn't Estelle and Joshua, what brings you to our neck of the woods? Did you come to see Tio? We were actually just chatting with her outside. To tell you the truth, we're here on an errand today from the Bracer Guild. Estelle hands Mr. Purzel the guild referral and Joshua explains that they are taking over for their father while he is away. Is that so? But don't you think this job is a little dangerous for just the two of you to handle? I agree. I'd feel terrible if one of you were to get hurt. Don't sweat it. We're bracers after all. And taking care of monsters is right up our alley. The guild has even authorized us to carry out this task. If you wouldn't mind leaving it to us, we'd be more than grateful. Well, alright then. Go ahead and have at it. Thank you very much, Mr. Purzel. Then, could you tell us a little more about the monsters that have been wrecking your fields? I haven't been able to get a clear look at one yet, but they seem to resemble something like a chubby cat. As far as I can tell, 3 or 4 appear at night and raid our fields, gnawing on anything they can get their grubby little paws on. They don't seem threatening exactly, but they're extremely nimble. We've tried many times to capture them over the course of the last several nights, but to no avail. Sounds like a pretty strange bunch of creatures if you ask me. Since they only appear under the cover of night, I'll have to wait for it to get dark. How about taking a load off until then? I assume you'll also be joining us for dinner, right? You said the magic word! You bet I will! I'm a huge fan of your cooking, Mrs. Purcell. I can't wait. You sure know how to please a woman who spends a lot of time toiling in the kitchen. And for that, I'll whip you up something special that'll live up to your expectations. Oh my goodness, did you say food? Estelle is actually just me. Oh, that was delicious. Your mom's cooking is as good as ever, Tio. That's because she gets excited to cook whenever we have guests over for meals. I feel really bad for Joshua, though. With the little ones jumping all over him like that. It's probably a good thing. Surprisingly enough, kids tend to latch onto him a lot. If anything, I'm more blown away by the fact that the children enjoy playing with such a stick in the mud. I think that's a bit of an over-exaggeration, don't you? Not really. I mean, he really is. He's definitely courteous and maybe even a tad reserved, but if you get to know him, he's really a caring young man. The fact that he's not self-conscious about it, too, gives him points in my book. You really think so? Think about it. With those striking facial features, mysterious amber eyes, and lush black hair, it's only natural that he'd be a target for all the young girls. Oh, what? Is Joshua really that popular? Are you blind, Estelle? Rumor has it that more than just a few girls have asked to go out with him. I hear that he turned them all down, though. I had no idea. Joshua never said a word to me about it. I don't know how I should even begin to describe his secretive nature after hearing this, but how utterly cruel of him not to confide in me. If you were a boy, I imagine it would be a different story, but as a girl, I don't think that's something he would talk to you about. And the fact that you haven't fallen for him yourself is beyond me. Huh? Why would I? Oh, what? Why would I? Estelle, you're in there, aren't you? It's about time to do our rounds. Alright, I'm coming. I'll be back after Joshua when I get the job done to you. I'd like to continue this conversation then, okay? Oh, alright. Be careful out there, Estelle. Sounds good. That bear has seen better days. That girl. She's either completely out of touch with matters of the heart or just plain dense. Poor Joshua. He really has his work cut out for him. I don't know. Between the two of them, I feel like it's pretty obvious which one it is. Just plain dense or, like, unaware. It seems as though the monsters always show up at about this time. We better get outside and take a look around. Ugh. What's going on, Estelle? I've got to ask, Joshua. You don't happen to have any secrets you're not telling me about, do you? Come on now. Where are you coming up with this stuff? Since you came to live with us, we've always done everything together, right? Even though we've had our fair share of fights, they're all good memories for me now, and what I mean to say is I've come to think of you as family in every sense of the word. Estelle. So if there's ever anything on your mind you'd like to talk about, I'm available to lend an ear. You know, about things like trouble with your love life and whatnot. What are you trying to say? Nothing. Just wanted to let you know that I'm here to listen if you need someone to talk to, that's all. Let's hurry up and get out there so we can kick some monster butts. And she runs away. What? What kind of nonsense is Tio putting into that girl's head? Secrets, huh? Secrets. What is a man? Wow, it's really dark out here in the countryside. So, Joshua, how do you think we should go about making the rounds? Let's see. How about we start by checking around the house first, and then move on to the fields, stable, and greenhouses. We should be able to cover the entire farm by doing it this way. Alright, let's go. I don't remember what order he said. It's awfully quiet. All I hear are the bugs chirping. Doesn't look as if they've shown up yet. I wonder if they're aware of our presence. Hey Joshua, did anyone ever tell you that story as a kid? You know, the one about babies being born in a cabbage patch? Now there's another question entirely out of the blue. And no, I was told about an angel with silver wings who delivers them. Interesting. So the explanation for where babies come from differs depending on the region, huh? How about we get back to work? Okay. Where do babies come from, Joshua? I'd really like to know. No monsters here. Alright, let's keep moving. I should have figured monsters wouldn't bother coming in here. The glow of the orbments sure give this place a romantic ambiance. It makes me feel like it was all worthwhile just setting foot in here. You are definitely a ditz, Estelle. What? At least it's better than being dense like someone else I know. Wow, okay. Look. The fat cats. There they are. We found them. Meown! It's getting away. Hey, get back here, you little furball. I can still sense its presence. It's staying put on the farm for the moment. Well, good, because it's about to get caught. It ran down this way. Did it run into the stables area? Where did it go? A little sneak. I can sense its energy. Aha! It's too bad, I guess it noticed us trying to sneak up on it. Sneak up? What? What are you talking about? So I'm gonna catch that little bugger the next time I see it. So you went this way, huh? This way, huh? Wait, it ran this way and then it's just disappeared. Nice. Okay. So you just have to keep exploring the farm until you find it. It's gonna be a little embarrassing when it decides to, like, run into the, greenhouse. Got him! I think it's time to teach this critter a lesson. Here's where our job really starts, so stay alert and don't let your guard down. There's 3 of them! One of them's really big. We got the crop muncher, the, giant crop muncher. Nice. Good. Good. Crop muncher is playing dead. What? Seriously. Oh, man. So 264, 240. It has less HP? Interesting. We just have to take this crit. There's no way we can get around it. Air strike. Ow. Come on. Come on, let's go. Run away! I love these guys. Oh no, except for that guy. I don't like him very much at all. What? You little... Critical eye poke. Ow. Hey, get out of here. What? Don't munch the crops. He's just gonna go play dead again in the corner. That's great. Nice. Alright, let's use a grilled meatball here for Estelle.
We're good to go.
Get ourselves back up. Buddy, please. Like I need your help to miss all of my attacks. Ow. Mush this. Double miss. Uh-oh, here he comes. No, he's playing dead! It's so cute. Munch the crops harder. Just munch them. There you go. You got this, man. Incredible. It's his most powerful move. So he's not going to stop using it.
Here I come.
He's gaining HP now. This is unreal. This cannot continue. He's only got the one move, man. That's it. That's all he can do. This is the end for you.
All right, we're good to go.
Nice. Oh, experience points. Flaky potato, dirty carrot. Got some veggies as rewards. I mean, I guess it makes sense. Meow. Meow. My goodness, the work of a bracer is something else. You kids have done a fine job of rounding up those critters. It was nothing, really. I wanted to ask you, though, now that they've been caught, what do you plan on doing with them? They make a fine supper. Do we really have to exterminate them? Of course we do, Estelle. That's the whole reason we came up here in the first place. What? The mission of a bracer is to protect civilians and uphold justice. Showing mercy to a bunch of monsters is just absurd and completely illogical. I see what you're getting at, but No, it was only some vegetables that were damaged, so what do you think about letting it slide this time? You know, after taking a beating like that, I'm sure they've learned their lesson. Tio, Mrs. Purcell. But in this case, I strongly suggest otherwise. I myself am against killing them too. Whether it's us or them, the fact of the matter is we're all living beings trying to survive on the same land. To some degree, I think we need to be mindful of those creatures living around us as we go about our daily lives. I know you may disagree with me, Joshua, but would you mind sparing these critters just this once? Understood. Since this is coming from the ones who suffered the actual loss, I won't object to your request. I'm really sorry about this, Joshua. I know I had you two come all the way up here. I'll make sure to reinforce the fence and devise a way to prevent this from happening again. And that's that. Alright, you critters, you'd better count your blessings. If we catch you around here again, you won't be so lucky. Now scram! Later. Well, I'll consider this matter closed. Tonight's been a long night, so how about we head back to the house and hit the sack? The two of you are more than welcome to spend the night. Sounds good to me. I appreciate your hospitality. Man, I'm beat. It's really late, so how about we hit the sack? Joshua? What's wrong? Thank you, Gegro. I'm sorry. I made the situation really awkward for everyone. Are you talking about what happened back outside? Don't sweat it, I guarantee you nobody thought anything of it. Really, your judgment was the most sound of anyone's. No, it wasn't. I'm just cold-hearted and indifferent is all. Even now, I still think we shouldn't have shown any mercy and simply put those critters out of their misery. Unlike you and Tio, I don't feel any compassion. It's at times like this that I really begin to loathe myself. It's almost as if there's something wrong with me as a person. Maybe some part of my heart is broken or something. Joshua! Don't you dare say things like that about yourself. Estelle? I've watched almost everything you've done for the past 5 years. And I'm confident in saying that I know your strengths and weaknesses better than anyone else. Probably even more than you yourself. I won't allow you to just disregard everything with a bunch of nonsense. I don't ever want to hear you say you're broken again. I'm sorry, it was foolish of me to say that. As long as you understand what I said, that's what really matters. But you know what? Believe it or not, I was happy to hear you admit how you felt. Why? Your real problem, Joshua, is that you always try to keep your feelings locked up inside. Whenever you're troubled or worried, you just go around with this nonchalant look and try to fix everything by yourself. It's a little upsetting for someone who's supposed to be your family. Estelle, Joshua, you were able to lay bare your own weakness today. You learned to trust in someone other than yourself. And for that, I'm happy. I don't know what your point is, but I'm amazed that you can just stand there and say something as embarrassing as that. I've got a whole lot more where that came from. But how about we call it a night? After all this endless running around, I'm ready to drop. Alright then, have a good night, Estelle. And thanks. You're welcome, Joshua. Sleep tight. Thank you both. You did us all a great service. Once again, I apologize for things not turning out the way they should have. Please don't worry about it anymore. We were able to learn a lot from this experience ourselves. If there's anything else we can help you with in the future, please let the Bracer Guild know. That'll definitely be the first place we contact. Come and visit again sometime when you're free, okay? We'd love to have you over for the night again when things are more convenient for you. I'll treat you to some of my best cooking next time you come. Thanks for the invitation, Tio and Mrs. Purcell. We'll definitely be back to take you up on that when our work load settles down. And we're heading back. Alright, how about we head back to the guild? After we report this one, we can start on the next. Sounds like a plan. On to the next one. Alright kids, that seems like a good place to stop for the night.